Chapter 188. Marquis Peng Lin, what's the matter? Hearing Peng Lin's words, Mo Qingyun frowned and turned to look at him. Seeing Mo Qingyun's puzzled face, Peng Lin smiled faintly and took out a red crescent-shaped key. He handed it to Mo Qingyun and said, "Little brother, this is the secret key to the Dan Palace Realm battlefield. If this mister wants to enter the Dan Palace Realm battlefield, he only needs to refine it." Dan Palace Realm battlefield secret key. Hearing Peng Lin's words, the surrounding people's expressions changed, and they were shocked. Among the 3 secret battlefield keys, this was the rarest and most precious one. They didn't expect Marquis Peng Lin to take one out and give it to Mo Qingyun. What kind of honor and face was this? Seeing this scene, the surrounding Yuan Dan realm and true energy realm cultivators immediately revealed a fanatical expression. They worshipped Mo Qingyun to the core. At the same time, they also despised Hai Tong to the extreme. Hai Tong actually used force to buy and sell for a true energy realm battlefield secret key. This kind of action was despised and disdained. On the other hand, Mo Qingyun was given a Dan Palace Realm battlefield secret key by Marquis Peng Lin. This was the obvious difference between them. For a moment, the surrounding people were in an uproar. The Dan Palace Realm battlefield secret key is the rarest and most precious battlefield secret key. I didn't expect Marquis Peng Lin to give it away. This is too much. I have to rack my brains just to get a true energy realm battlefield secret key. This difference is too big. Idiot, how can you be compared to my boss? What kind of person is my boss? He's a godlike person. Bah, look at yourself. You want to be someone's underling? Why don't you take a piss and look at yourself in the mirror? No, I have to get a true energy realm battlefield secret key immediately. I want to continue looking up to my boss on the battlefield. Wait for me. I'll go get one too. At this moment, the true energy realm cultivators all went crazy and tried to get their hands on the battlefield secret key. Seeing the actions of the true energy realm cultivators, the Yuan Dan realm cultivators all revealed looks of envy. It couldn't be helped. Their cultivation was different from Mo Qingyun's, so they couldn't enter the same battlefield. Amidst the commotion, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly as he looked at Marquis Peng Lin, somewhat surprised by his actions. After pondering for a while, Mo Qingyun revealed a faint smile. He raised his hand and received the Pill Palace Battlefield's secret key from Peng Lin. He thanked Peng Lin. Many thanked for Marquis Peng Lin's kind intentions. If that's the case, it would be impolite for me to refuse. Hee, little brother, you're too polite. Seeing Mo Qingyun accept the secret battlefield key, Peng Lin smiled faintly. He waved his hand and said, "Little brother, you and this mister don't have a place to stay yet, right? Why don't I arrange it for you? Then I'll have to trouble Marquis Peng Lin." Hearing Peng Lin's suggestion, Mo Qingyun did not refuse and nodded in agreement. In his opinion, it wasn't a bad thing to have Peng Lin prepare a place to stay. It would save him and Qi Lian a lot of trouble. This way, they could also save some time for Qi Lian to refine Hai Kuiman's essence blood. Shortly after, Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian walked into the border pass inner city under Peng Lin's lead. When Mo Qingyun and the others entered the border pass inner city, the surrounding people dispersed. However, after this incident, Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian's fame spread throughout the border pass inner city. Border pass inner city. Marquis Peng Lin revealed a faint smile and asked Mo Qingyun, "Mr. Mo, what do you think about the treasure unearthed in the 100 Countries battlefield?" To be honest, Marquis Peng Lin, we know nothing about the 100 Countries battlefield. Mo Qingyun didn't hide the truth after hearing Marquis Peng Lin's words. He directly replied Marquis Peng Lin and asked, "I wonder if Marquis Peng Lin can give me a simple explanation about the 100 Countries battlefield?" Of course. Peng Lin smiled faintly and explained the situation of the 100 Countries battlefield to Mo Qingyun. The 100 Countries battlefield is a unique space. If you want to enter, you have to refine the battlefield key. Also, after entering, everyone's cultivation level will be at True Energy Realm, Yuan Dan Realm, and Pill Palace Realm. Then, through refining the origin energy of the battlefield, your cultivation level will increase bit by bit. Everyone will be at true energy realm. Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian's expressions changed and revealed a trace of surprise. That's right. Peng Lin nodded and continued. So, in the battlefield, the difference in cultivation level isn't that big. The only difference is the comprehension of the concept. Speaking of this, Peng Lin looked at Qi Lian with a complicated expression. He must be envious of Qi Lian's comprehension of the concept. It seems like those with a higher cultivation level have a significant advantage in the battlefield. Mo Qingyun revealed a look of understanding and nodded. But if one's cultivation level is suppressed, how do they increase their cultivation level? If you want to increase your cultivation level in the battlefield, you have to rely on the battlefield key. Peng Lin paused and continued. Actually, the battlefield key is a container to store the origin energy of the battlefield. As the amount of origin energy stored in the battlefield key increases, the color of the battlefield key will change accordingly. The 9 colors are red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, purple, black, and white respectively, corresponding to the 9 levels of each realm. So that's how it is. Hearing Peng Lin's words, Mo Qingyun revealed a look of understanding and thought to himself. If that's the case, the battlefield key that Qi Lian and I have is the most ordinary battlefield key. At this moment, Peng Lin continued, Mr. Mo, after you enter the battlefield, it's best for you to immediately attach yourself to a force and seek their protection. Marquis Peng Lin, what do you mean? Hearing Peng Lin's words, Mo Qingyun's expression changed again. He looked at Peng Lin in confusion and asked, After we enter the battlefield, won't the people from the various kingdoms unite and fight against the people from the other kingdoms? It's not that simple. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Peng Lin immediately revealed a bitter smile and shook his head. In this battlefield, there are many powerful demonic beasts. These demonic beasts have strong physiques and terrifying strength. With the combat power of the Xia, there is no way we can fight against them. Speaking of the demonic beasts, Peng Lin's expression changed, and he revealed a lingering fear. To resist the invasion of these demonic beasts, we have to rely on the battle formations in the cities. However, most of these cities are occupied by the powerful kingdoms, so, at the end of his words, Peng Lin sighed and revealed a bitter and helpless expression. It seemed that the status of the people from the Xia was very low on the battlefield. Hearing this, Mo Qingyun was puzzled and asked Peng Lin again, But if that's the case, how do we earn points? Battlefield points are earned by killing demonic beasts. Killing a demonic beast earns you 1 point. Every time the demonic beast strength increases by 1 level, the points earned will double. At this point, Peng Lin's expression turned serious, and he continued, The other way is to kill others and steal their battlefield points. Therefore, the battlefield is filled with danger. Hearing Peng Lin's explanation, Mo Qingyun's expression turned serious, and he asked again, What are the uses of battlefield points? The use of battlefield points is related to the strength ranking of each kingdom in the Great Yin Dynasty. Peng Lin explained to Mo Qingyun without hesitation, The more points you have, the higher your strength ranking will be. When the time comes, you will have more places to participate in the Grand Examination. Grand Examination? Hearing Peng Lin's words, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly, and he revealed a look of surprise. Seeing Mo Qingyun's reaction, Peng Lin thought that Mo Qingyun did not understand and explained, The Grand Examination is an examination for the academies in Dian Province. Those who can enter Dian Province will have limitless achievements in the future. Those who can leave Dian Province will at least be Dan Palace experts in the future. Peng Lin paused and continued. Not only that, some talented people can even enter the region through Dian Province and obtain the nurturing of stronger forces. From then on, they will soar to the sky. Following this, Peng Lin explained to Mo Qingyun about the 100 countries battlefield. After hearing Peng Lin's explanation, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and replied, Thank you, Marquis Peng Lin, for clearing my doubts and allowing me to understand more about the 100 countries battlefield. At this moment, Under the conversation between Mo Qingyun and Peng Lin, they arrived at the mansion that Peng Lin prepared for Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian. Arriving at the mansion, Peng Lin smiled faintly and pointed at the mansion in front of them as he asked Mo Qingyun, "Are the two of you satisfied with this mansion?" "He, not bad." Looking at the mansion in front of them, they revealed a satisfied expression and nodded with a smile. "Thank you, Marquis Peng Lin, for the trouble." "You're welcome." Peng Lin smiled faintly at Mo Qingyun and replied, "If that's the case, I won't disturb the two of you." Following this, Peng Lin bade farewell and left with the other Dan Palace experts. Seeing everyone leave, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and walked into the mansion with Qi Lian. Chapter 189. Marquis Peng Lin, why did you give Qi Lian a key to the Dan Palace battlefield? After leaving Mo Qingyun's residence, a person beside Peng Lin looked at Peng Lin in confusion and asked, "Currently, the Xia country's battlefield keys are scarce, especially the Dan Palace battlefield keys. Giving one away means one less. Yes, if Qi Lian doesn't enter the Dan Palace battlefield, it would be a waste. Most importantly, giving one to Qi Lian means that we will have one less person entering the battlefield, and our combat power will be weaker." After this person spoke, the others at the side also expressed their thoughts. Hearing the words of the people beside him, Peng Lin smiled meaningfully and said, "Hee, everyone, please listen to me. Qi Lian's power has reached the 5th level. With his power, he is definitely one of the top in the battlefield. If he opens the path for us, it will be a rare opportunity for us." Hearing Peng Lin's words, the eyes of the people around him lit up. They couldn't deny Peng Lin's point of view. When he saw everyone go silent, Peng Lin continued. "Moreover, young Master Mo and Qi Lian's origins are mysterious. If we're able to obtain their good impression, then it's not a bad thing." After hearing this, everyone revealed a convinced expression, admiring Peng Lin's foresight. With Qi Lian's power, he is definitely extremely strong in the 100 countries battlefield when fighting against people of the same cultivation level. If Qi Lian can kill his way to the world, then the people of the Xia country won't have to rely on others. That's right. If that's the case, we can hunt demonic beasts alone and accumulate points. If that's the case, after this year's 100 countries battle, the Xia country's ranking in the Great Yin dynasty will definitely rise. After thinking about this, everyone's admiration for Peng Lin immediately grew stronger. Seeing that everyone understood his thoughts, Peng Lin smiled faintly and said, "Hee, it's good that everyone understands it this way. However, in my opinion, gaining the favor of Mr. Mo's background is the key." Everyone was a clear-minded person. With Peng Lin's reminder, they instantly understood the crux of the matter. That's right, to be able to create Mo Qingyun and Li Wuyo, it was definitely not a simple existence. Even in the Great Yin dynasty, he was probably at the top of the pyramid. He was so powerful that people would pale at the mention of his name. If they could obtain their support, the strength of the Xia kingdom would definitely increase in a short period of time. This method was much faster and more direct than using the 100 countries battlefield to raise one's strength. After that, everyone chatted for a while before returning to their own residences. After Peng Lin and the others returned to the mansion, they ordered their subordinates to investigate the background of Mo Qingyun and the other man. In the blink of an eye, 3 days passed. This was because Mo Qingyun did not conceal his identity along the way. Therefore, after a few days of investigation, Peng Lin and the others had found out about Mo Qingyun's background. After learning of Mo Qingyun's background, Peng Lin and the others were extremely shocked in their hearts. They could not believe this result. Lianyun City, Northern Desert Town, Mo family. Looking at the results of the investigation, Peng Lin's face was filled with shock. He really did not expect that Mo Qingyun and the other man's methods were from a small town. Such an outcome was far beyond his expectations. After the other families received this result, their thoughts and reactions were similar to Peng Lin's. Of course, what surprised them the most was that Mo Qingyun and the other man actually had a huge feud with the Du family, one of the 3 great clans of the Xia kingdom. After this discovery, Peng Lin and the others couldn't help but have a thought. From today onwards, should they keep a distance from the Du family so that they would not be implicated when Mo Qingyun sought revenge in the future? After all, the potential that Mo Qingyun and the other man had displayed was much more terrifying than the Du family. With Qi Lian's comprehension of the concept, once his cultivation reached the middle level of the Pill Palace, his strength would definitely be able to sweep across the entire Xia Kingdom. Compared to Peng Lin, when the Du family received this result, they were undoubtedly more shocked. In the inner city of the Border Pass, in the residence of the Du family. What? Those two people are from Lianyun City's Azure Jade Mansion? The head of the Du family, Du Wangping's face was filled with shock. He cannot accept this result. If this was really the case, their Du family's future situation would not be much better than the Hai family's. Thinking of this, Du Wangping's face turned gloomy. He started to think of a way to deal with this. After a while, Du Wangping's lips curled into a sinister smile as he instructed the crowd below. 3 days later, the 100 Countries battlefield will open. After you enter, spread a rumor that Mo Qingyun, that brat, has obtained an expert's secret treasure and obtained countless treasures. It's very likely that he has obtained the ancient treasure. Now, everyone is looking for the ancient treasure. When that time comes, great-grandfather Wangping is wise. Hearing Du Wangping's words, the eyes of everyone in the Du clan lit up. Following that, a sinister smile appeared on their faces as they said, "At that time, everyone would rather believe it than not, and madly attack to kill that brat." Hearing the flattery of the people below, the proud smile on Du Wangping's face became even more pronounced. He sneered, "Qi Lian, right? Although your comprehension of the realm is strong, after entering the 100 Countries battlefield, this old man will still make you die without a burial place." Thus, a silent conspiracy was carried out by the Du family. Time passed quickly. In the blink of an eye, 3 days had passed. At this moment, outside the residence where Mo Qingyun and Peng Lin were, a guard arrived. Someone is here. It should be Marquis Peng Lin who sent him. The guard's arrival was immediately sensed by Mo Qingyun. He got up and walked out of the courtyard. "Mr. Mo, Marquis Peng Lin asked me to pass you a message. The entrance to the 100 Countries battlefield has opened." Seeing Mo Qingyun's arrival, the guard revealed a respectful expression and reported to Mo Qingyun. After hearing this, Mo Qingyun nodded and said to the guard, "Pass the message to Marquis Peng Lin for me. Thank him for the message. Tell him that I will be there soon." "Yes, I will take my leave." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the guard replied respectfully and left. Seeing the guard leave, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly. He thought to himself, "I wonder if Qi Lian has finished cultivating?" With this thought, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated. He got up and walked toward Qi Lian's small courtyard. After a while, Mo Qingyun arrived at Qi Lian's small courtyard. When Mo Qingyun walked into the small courtyard, a strong wave of aura came from Qi Lian's room. After a while, Mo Qingyun saw Qi Lian walk out of the room with a pleasantly surprised expression. Seeing Qi Lian walk out, Mo Qingyun furrowed his brows and sensed Qi Lian's cultivation. The peak of the second level of the Pill Palace. After sensing Qi Lian's cultivation, Mo Qingyun's face revealed a radiant smile. Although Qi Lian's cultivation did not directly enter the third level of the Pill Palace, this kind of improvement was not bad. The entrance to the 100 Countries battlefield has opened. Let's go. After pondering for a while, Mo Qingyun signaled to Qi Lian and walked out of the residence. Chapter 190. After a while, Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian arrived at the entrance of the 100 Countries battlefield. At this moment, Marquis Peng Lin and the others had arrived. "Mr. Mo, Mr. Qi, you're here." Seeing Mo Qingyun arrive, Peng Lin and the others smiled faintly and greeted Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly in response to Peng Lin and the others' greetings. While Mo Qingyun and the others were chatting, the entrance to the 100 Countries battlefield slowly opened. As the entrance to the battlefield opened, a pitch-black space gradually appeared before Mo Qingyun's eyes. The back of the 100 Countries battlefield seemed to be a void. It was pitch black and nothing could be seen. Could this 100 Countries battlefield be a floating continent? Seeing this scene, Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian's expressions changed. Their hearts trembled as if they had thought of something. Soon, Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian's thoughts were verified. Indeed, at the entrance of the 100 Countries battlefield, in the pitch-black space, there was a continent slowly approaching. It felt as if a huge ship was slowly docking at a port and loading passengers onto the ship. As expected, seeing the boundless continent approaching, Mo Qingyun's heart skipped a beat. He thought to himself, this should be the 100 Countries battlefield. Boom! As the continent approached, a strong collision ensued. Suddenly, the ground shook. Seeing this, Peng Lin immediately said to the others, the 100 Countries battlefield is connecting. Everyone, enter immediately. After Peng Lin finished speaking, he quickly flew towards the connecting continent. As Peng Lin's figure approached the continent, he was instantly sucked in and disappeared from everyone's sight. He had entered the 100 Countries battlefield. Let's go in too. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate. He gestured to Qi Lian and got up to enter the 100 Countries battlefield. Bird of prey break. Mo Qingyun turned into a stream of light and charged into the 100 Countries battlefield. As soon as he entered the 100 Countries battlefield, Missouri Qingyun felt a pulling force from the secret battlefield key that he had refined. Then, he was dragged into a strange space by this force. He had entered the 100 Countries battlefield. As soon as he entered the 100 Countries battlefield, Missouri Qingyun felt a strong gravitational force descend on him. Under the suppression of this gravitational force, his body staggered and almost fell to the ground. What a powerful gravity suppression! After discovering this, Mo Qingyun was shocked and his expression changed. My cultivation base has dropped to the first level of the true energy realm. At the same time, Mo Qingyun also discovered that his cultivation had dropped to the first level of the true energy realm. With regard to this, Mo Qingyun was not surprised. After all, he had already heard about it from Marquis Peng Lin in the border city. At this moment, just as Mo Qingyun was adapting to the battlefield environment, he suddenly discovered that a strange force had descended on his body. Under this force, Mo Qingyun was shocked to discover that his connection with the Pill Palace had been forcefully cut off. The power of the Pill Palace has been sealed. This space is so strange. After discovering that the power of the Pill Palace had been sealed, Mo Qingyun's expression changed and he unconsciously frowned. With the power of the Pill Palace restricted, he could not borrow it. In the 100 Countries battlefield, he would lose a powerful trump card. This was not a good thing for him. After discovering this, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately tested his trump cards one by one. Only then would he be able to clearly understand what kind of battle power he possessed in the 100 Countries battlefield. Fortunately, after a series of tests, he discovered that other than the power of the Pill Palace being restricted, his other trump cards were not affected. With this discovery, Mo Qingyun's heart relaxed. From the looks of it, the situation was not too bad. The power of the soul, the power of the ultimacy, they are all not restricted. Not bad. After a series of tests, Mo Qingyun revealed a faint smile. The situation was much better than he had expected. With his current strength, as long as he was not surrounded by a group of people, he could do whatever he wanted in this battlefield. After that, Mo Qingyun surveyed his surroundings and began to explore the 100 Countries battlefield. After walking for a while, Mo Qingyun discovered that the lighting in the 100 Countries battlefield was too dim. Other than that, Mo Qingyun also discovered that the 100 Countries battlefield was filled with a strong smell of blood, corrosion, and dampness. It made one feel very depressed. Looking at the corpses of demonic beasts and humans everywhere, Mo Qingyun could not help but frown. He thought to himself, it seems like the fighting in the 100 Countries battlefield is extremely intense. Hiss! At that moment, just as Mo Qingyun was about to take a step forward, a huge black figure suddenly rushed out from the ground. Dark Sandworm. Looking at the huge demonic beast that was 10 meters long and resembled an earthworm, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly as he recognized its origin. The dark sandworm's strength was not particularly strong. It was only at the second level of the true energy realm and was not a threat to Mo Qingyun. Gravity suppression. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately released the Earth Ultimacy to attack the dark sandworm. Under the gravity suppression, the dark sandworm, which was already cumbersome, immediately became even more sluggish. However, Mo Qingyun did not relent because of this. He immediately took out the red silk knife and slashed at the dark sandworm. Sun-incinerating mountain-splitting knife. As Mo Qingyun swung his knife, the red silk knife suddenly emitted a dazzling light and slashed at the dark sandworm. Facing Mo Qingyun's attack, the clumsy dark sandworm was directly hit by the knife light. Poochie! The 10-meter-long knife light swept past, and the dark sandworm's skin was immediately cut open. Dark green blood flowed out, and its body twitched. After a while, the dark sandworm's body stopped moving. It seemed like it had been killed by Mo Qingyun. Pop! After the dark sandworm died, a light spot flew out of its body and was sucked into Mo Qingyun's battlefield key. Then, the number 1 appeared on Mo Qingyun's battlefield key, indicating that he had obtained 1 point. The 100 countries battlefield is full of danger. It's better to increase my cultivation first. After killing the dark sandworm, Mo Qingyun thought for a while and decided to increase his cultivation first before slowly exploring the 100 countries battlefield. Dong, dong, dong. However, just as Mo Qingyun was thinking, the ground suddenly shook and there was a rush of footsteps. Friend in front, run. Following the rush of footsteps, a panicked voice entered Mo Qingyun's ears. After this panic cry, Mo Qingyun saw a black-clothed young man running towards him at an extremely fast speed. Behind the young man, there were hundreds of huge demonic beasts that were chasing after him at an extremely fast speed. Golden Ringed Bear, Hell Thunderbolt, Long-Beaked Explosive Flame Beast, Water Moon Pegasus. Looking at the group of demonic beasts that were rapidly approaching, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. Without hesitation, he immediately turned and fled. When he recognized these demonic beasts, he had already sensed their strength. Each of them was close to the 7th level of the true energy realm. Although he had many trump cards, he was still unwilling to act rashly. As a newcomer, it was better to keep a low profile and be cautious. Raptor Break. As he turned and fled, Mo Qingyun immediately executed the martial technique, Raptor Break. Then, he turned into a stream of light and fled. F***CK. Is this kid a rabbit? How can he run so fast? The black-clothed young man's jaw dropped as he watched Mo Qingyun flee into the distance at an extremely fast speed. He exclaimed in shock. After a short moment of shock, the young man in black smiled bitterly and said gloomily, F***CK. I've played too much this time. Without a trace in the snow, after saying this gloomily, the young man in black did not dare to hesitate and used all his strength to escape. After about 15 minutes, the young man in black finally got rid of the group of demonic beasts. However, when a young man in black got rid of the group of demonic beasts, he was surprised to find that Mo Qingyun was actually in front of him. Seeing this, the young man in black smiled warmly and walked towards Mo Qingyun. He smiled and said, Friend, you run really fast. This is the first time I've seen someone who runs faster than me. Hearing the young man in black's words, Mo Qingyun was stunned. He sighed inwardly. This young man in black was very friendly. However, Mo Qingyun did not dislike him. After hearing this, he smiled faintly and said, Haha, you're not slow either. True energy realm, 1st level. When Mo Qingyun replied to the young man in black suddenly looked shocked and said in shock, You just entered the battlefield? After knowing Mo Qingyun's cultivation, the young man in black was shocked. A person who had just entered the battlefield could actually run so fast. Chapter 191. That's right. Mo Qingyun nodded his head. revealing a trace of doubt as he asked, "Don't tell me that everyone entered the 100 countries battlefield at the same time?" "Of course not." The black-clothed youth's face turned serious as he said in a deep voice, "The order of entering the battlefield is based on each kingdom's ranking in the Great Yin dynasty. Therefore, the higher the ranking of the kingdom, the earlier they entered the battlefield and the more advantage they would have in future competitions. So that's how it is." Hearing the black-clothed youth's words, Emo Qingyun nodded his head, revealing a trace of understanding. "Based on the time you enter the battlefield, if I'm not wrong, your kingdom's ranking in the Great Yin dynasty should be towards the end of the 900th rank." At this moment, the black-clothed youth opened his mouth again. "It's really surprising that such an awesome person like you would appear in a kingdom ranked in the 900th rank." Awesome person? Hearing the way the black-clothed youth addressed him, Emo Qingyun revealed a bitter smile as he helplessly shook his head. Seeing Emo Qingyun's expression, the black-clothed youth said in a serious manner, "I'm not bragging, but in this 100 countries battlefield, the number of people who can outrun me can be counted with 2 hands. You just entered the battlefield, yet you've already occupied one of the places. Of course you're awesome." Hearing the black-clothed youth's twisted logic, Emo Qingyun was once again speechless as he asked curiously, "How long have you been in the battlefield?" The black-clothed youth pondered for a moment before replying to Emo Qingyun, "Almost a year." "Almost a year." Hearing the black-clothed youth's reply, Emo Qingyun revealed a look of surprise, somewhat surprised by the black-clothed youth's time in the battlefield. After pondering for a moment, Emo Qingyun said again, "If that's the case, isn't it too unfair to the lower-ranked kingdoms?" Hearing Emo Qingyun's words, the black-clothed youth curled his lips and said indifferently, "There's no such thing as fairness in this world. Furthermore, this is nothing. The truly shameless ones are still the 10 great kingdoms." 10 great kingdoms? Emo Qingyun frowned slightly, revealing a puzzled expression as he asked, "What do you mean? Is there something different about the 10 kingdoms?" Upon hearing Emo Qingyun's question, the black-clothed youth immediately became indignant and said, "Of course it's not the same. The 10 kingdoms have the top-level secret key. After those people refine the top-level secret key and enter the battlefield, they immediately possess the cultivation of the true energy realm LV9. They trample the other kingdoms underfoot and make the other kingdoms their slaves to earn points for them. Aren't the actions of the 10 great kingdoms a little too overbearing?" Emo Qingyun's expression changed again when he heard the young man's words. He gained a better understanding of the battlefield and said in a deep voice, "In that case, the strength of the 10 kingdoms will probably grow stronger and stronger, and the gap between them and the other kingdoms will grow larger and larger." Of course, Ling Luo was helpless when he heard Emo Qingyun's words. He said, "The 10 kingdoms can do whatever they want on the battlefield now." "Oh." Emo Qingyun frowned when he heard the black-clothed youth's words. He was a little worried as he thought to himself, "I wonder what Qi Lian's situation is like after entering the battlefield. He has the God-binding ring, so he should have no problem staying alive." "My name is Ling Luo, from the Sword Kingdom." At this moment, while Emo Qingyun was pondering, the black-clothed youth smiled faintly and asked Emo Qingyun, "Emo Qingyun has come to the Xia Kingdom." Emo Qingyun smiled faintly and replied to the black-clothed youth. He then asked, "How did you offend so many demonic beasts just now?" Ling Luo smiled awkwardly when he heard Emo Qingyun's words. He laughed awkwardly and said, "There was a guy from the Thunder Kingdom who wanted to snatch a girl from me. I didn't like him, so I lured a group of demonic beasts to trick him. I didn't expect such a small incident to happen." Emo Qingyun was speechless when he heard this. He really had to hand it to this guy in front of him. Ling Luo was only at the true energy realm LV3, but he dared to lure over 100 demonic beasts at the true energy realm LV7. He was too bold. If he wasn't careful, it was very likely that he would end up without a corpse. Ling Luo smiled awkwardly when he saw Emo Qingyun's expression. He said, "Actually, it's nothing. Those guys are probably worse off than me." "Huh." Mo Qingyun was stunned when he heard Ling Luo's words. He looked at Ling Luo and smiled bitterly. How many demonic beasts did you offend? A few hundred or 1,000? Ling Luo looked confused. He then waved his hand and smiled faintly. Too many. I don't know the exact number, but it's not a small number. After replying to Mo Qingyun, Ling Luo smiled brightly and said, That's right. You haven't wandered around the battlefield yet, right? I'll bring you to a good place. Sure. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly when he heard Ling Luo's words. He nodded and agreed to his suggestion. Ling Luo smiled mysteriously when he saw Mo Qingyun agree. He said, Let me tell you, there's a pink city not far from here. The looks and postures of the girls in the city are amazing, especially that Fundai girl. Wow, that look, it's amazing, amazing. Girls? Mo Qingyun was speechless when he heard Ling Luo's words. He sighed in his heart. This guy is really amazing. In the following time, Ling Luo kept drooling. He told Mo Qingyun about how beautiful and good the girls in Pink City were. Mo Qingyun was speechless when he saw this clown Ling Luo's actions. But because of this, he had a good impression of him. This Ling Luo was at least a straightforward person. He wasn't pretentious, he wasn't manipulative, and he was honest with others. This was very rare. Xiao. At this moment, as Mo Qingyun and Ling Luo were moving forward, a ray of light suddenly shot towards them. Dot! Mo Qingyun sensed the ray of light the moment it appeared. He pulled Ling Luo and quickly dodged to the side. Boom! After Mo Qingyun and Ling Luo dodged, the ray of light hit where they were just standing, creating a large crater in the ground. This is a battlefield-eye demon. Run. After seeing this scene, Ling Luo's expression changed greatly. He revealed a panicked expression. At this moment, he was completely different from the person who was talking and laughing earlier. It seemed that he was really afraid of the eye demon on the battlefield. Battlefield-eye demon? Mo Qingyun was puzzled and curious when he heard Ling Luo's words. He raised his head and looked forward. With a glance, a huge eyeball with wings entered Mo Qingyun's line of sight. There were many tentacles under this eyeball. They were constantly waving, making one feel disgusted and scared. Mo Qingyun was shocked when he saw this battlefield-eye demon. Then he was overjoyed. He said in surprise, Eye demon, I didn't expect to see something like this here. This place must be closely related to that place. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun immediately had a definite answer in his heart. He had seen the same thing in that place. However, those demons were not in the shape of an eyeball. Instead, they had wings on their upper bodies. They were called body demons. Brother Mo, run. The battlefield-eye demon is very scary. It can confuse people. It will be too late if we don't run now. While Mo Qingyun was overjoyed, Ling Luo urged Mo Qingyun anxiously. Looking at Ling Luo's current appearance, it was as if he wanted to drag Mo Qingyun away. However, while Ling Luo was panicking, he was shocked to see Mo Qingyun running towards the battlefield-eye demon. F*CK. Is this guy crazy? Ling Luo was about to go crazy when he saw Mo Qingyun's actions. He cursed and gritted his teeth. Forget it, I'll go all out today. I hope you won't be too confused by the battlefield-eye demon. After saying this, Ling Luo chased after Mo Qingyun. Chapter 192. Squeak, squeak, squeak. When Mo Qingyun approached the battlefield-eye demon, the battlefield-eye demon flapped its wings rapidly and flew into the air. After the battlefield-eye demon flew into the air, its eyes flashed with a dim light and shot out a ray of light. As soon as the ray of light shot out, it attacked Mo Qingyun rapidly. In the blink of an eye, it arrived in front of Mo Qingyun. What a fast speed! Mo Qingyun's expression went grim when he saw this attack that stopped in the blink of an eye, and he was extremely shocked in his heart as he said to himself, besides that, this attack actually contained both soul energy and origin energy. This sort of attack is really strange. Soul Sky Seal. After a short moment of surprise, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate anymore. He immediately took out the soul battle seal and blocked the ray of light. After the soul battle seal blocked the ray of light, a dazzling light immediately erupted from the seal. Flames shot out in all directions. After being hit by the soul battle seal, the ray of light's aura weakened significantly. However, to Mo Qingyun's surprise, the Yuanli power on the ray of light wasn't affected at all under the impact of the soul battle seal. Subsequently, the remaining Yuanli power on the ray of light actually penetrated the soul battle seal and continued to attack Mo Qingyun without any reduction in speed. The soul battle seal only blocked the soul power in the ray of light. After realizing this, Mo Qingyun's expression suddenly changed. He quickly pondered in his mind and thought to himself, could it be that the Yuanli power in the ray of light can only be blocked by an Yuanli attack? Fire Dragon Seal. After thinking about this, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate anymore. He immediately took out a Fire Dragon Seal to verify his thoughts. Shortly after, a miniature version of a fire dragon appeared in front of Mo Qingyun. It transformed into a battle seal and faced the Yuan Li ray of light head-on. Bang! The Yuan Li ray of light hit the fire dragon seal and instantly made a muffled sound. It was as if a steel pipe had hit an iron door. After a loud sound, the ray of light was finally blocked and dissipated. Damn, he actually neutralized Demon's attack. When Ling Luo saw how Mo Qingyun defeated Demon, his eyes widened. He couldn't believe what he had just seen. In 100 countries' battlefield, he was an existence that caused everyone's expression to change. Yet, he was unable to do anything to Mo Qingyun. To Ling Luo, such a scene was too impactful. It was too unbelievable. At this moment, while Ling Luo's face was filled with shock, the battlefield's Demon began to turn around and flee. This was because it felt that Mo Qingyun was not someone it could deal with. Seeing the battlefield Devil turn around and flee, Ling Luo was instantly thrown into disarray. He exclaimed, "Holy sh*T, that's just too awesome." He actually managed to repel the battlefield Devil. However, at that moment, before Ling Luo could recover from his astonishment, he saw Mo Qingyun chasing after the Demon. Mo Qingyun actually went to chase after the Devil? Am I seeing this right? This guy is chasing after the battlefield Demon? Seeing Mo Qingyun chasing after the battlefield Demon, Ling Luo rubbed his eyes hard. He thought he was seeing things. However, he soon realized that he was not seeing things. Mo Qingyun was really chasing after the battlefield Demon. After realizing this, Ling Luo was completely dumbfounded. He could not accept this scene. Someone actually dared to chase after the battlefield Demon, which caused everyone's expression to change. This was too bold. More importantly, this guy had just entered the battlefield and was only at True Energy Realm LV1. Was there anything more ridiculous than this? Could this battlefield Demon be a knockoff? How could it be forced to flee by someone who just entered the battlefield? After being stunned for a moment, Ling Luo said gloomily. He got up and chased after Mo Qingyun. He wanted to see if Mo Qingyun could defeat this battlefield Demon. Without a trace in the snow, Ling Luo's body moved. He turned into an afterimage and chased after Mo Qingyun at an extremely fast speed. When Ling Luo followed closely, Mo Qingyun had already closed the distance between him and the battlefield Demon. He was right below the battlefield Demon. Seeing Mo Qingyun approaching, the battlefield Demon's eyes shot out a ray of light at Mo Qingyun. Soul Sky Seal, Fire Dragon Seal. With the previous experience, Mo Qingyun had a much easier time dealing with the battlefield Demon's attack. His movements were as smooth as flowing water. After a while, a Soul Battle Seal and a Fire Dragon Seal appeared in front of Mo Qingyun one after another. They went towards the ray of light. Bang bang! With the cooperation of the Soul Battle Seal and the Fire Dragon Seal, the battlefield Demon's attack was easily neutralized by Mo Qingyun. After neutralizing the battlefield Demon's attack, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate at all. He immediately counterattacked. Bird of Prey break. Then, Mo Qingyun leaped into the air and arrived above the battlefield Eye Demon. Gravity suppression. Above the battlefield Eye Demon, Mo Qingyun released the profound meaning of Earth to suppress the battlefield Eye Demon. Under the pressure of gravity, the battlefield Eye Demon immediately staggered. Unable to maintain its balance, it fell down. Sun incinerating mountains splitting blade. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun immediately took out the red silk blade and slashed at the battlefield Eye Demon. As Mo Qingyun slashed, the red silk blade glowed and released a blade light that was more than 10 meters long like a fire dragon. Screech! Seeing the blade light coming, the battlefield Eye Demon screamed in fear and flapped its wings quickly to dodge. Trying to dodge? You're too slow. Seeing the battlefield Eye Demon's movement, Mo Qingyun shook his wrist and turned the slash into a sweep. The blade light hit the battlefield Eye Demon directly. Slash! As the saber light flashed past, a bloody wound appeared on Eye Demon's eyes. Its wings were also cut off. Patter! After losing its wings, the battlefield Eye Demon fell to the ground like a metal ball. After falling to the ground, the battlefield Eye Demon's body twitched rapidly and blood flowed out of its wounds. After a while, the battlefield Eye Demon's aura disappeared. It was killed by Mo Qingyun. This guy, he killed the battlefield Eye Demon. Seeing this, Ling Luo was so scared that his legs turned to jelly. His face twitched and his teeth chattered. Now, Mo Qingyun gave him the feeling that he was scarier than the battlefield Eye Demon. How could a person who could kill the battlefield Eye Demon not be scarier than the battlefield Eye Demon? Mo Qingyun just smiled faintly at Ling Luo's reaction and did not pay much attention to it. In his opinion, the most important thing now was to refine the battlefield Eye Demon. This was because he once saw a person who had refined countless body demons' bodies and used the bloodline power of the body demons to strengthen his body to the extreme. Mo Qingyun couldn't wait any longer as he thought about that person's terrifying physical body. He wanted to see if there would be any changes to his eyes after refining the bloodline power of the Eye Demon. With this thought in mind, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated. He raised his hand and grabbed Eye Demon's body. Then, Mo Qingyun started to refine the battlefield Eye Demon. He refined the blood essence of the battlefield Eye Demon bit by bit. As he refined the blood essence of the battlefield Eye Demon, Mo Qingyun clearly felt that his bloodline power seemed to be getting stronger. Especially his eyes, after being strengthened by the battlefield Eye Demon's bloodline. They were obviously sharper. Chapter 193. At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was concentrating on refining the battlefield Eye Demon, Ling Luo finally caught up. Gulp! When Ling Luo saw Mo Qingyun's actions, he was so shocked that he swallowed his saliva unconsciously. Right now, he was truly frightened by Mo Qingyun's actions. In Ling Luo's opinion, the act of refining the Eye Demon on the battlefield was too crazy. Is this guy crazy? Ling Luo's face was filled with terror. His expression twitched a few times, and he quickly stopped Mo Qingyun. Quick, stop. Do you want to die? Hearing Ling Luo's nervous words, Mo Qingyun was confused and asked, "Why do you say that? Haven't you heard that a dead battlefield Eye Demon is more terrifying than a living one?" Seeing Mo Qingyun's puzzled expression, Ling Luo was about to go crazy. He explained to Mo Qingyun, "Not long ago, the 10 Kingdoms joined forces and sacrificed a few dozen people to successfully kill a battlefield Eye Demon. At that time, one of them wanted to refine the battlefield Eye Demon. In the end, the battlefield Eye Demon seized his body and turned him into the battlefield Eye Demon's puppet." So that's what you're talking about. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly as he understood what he meant. He comforted, "Don't worry, I have a way to deal with it." Mo Qingyun had seen the situation Ling Luo described before. At that time, many people wanted to refine the body demon, but were possessed by the body demon. The strength of the body demon was many times stronger than this level 1 true energy realm Eye Demon. Therefore, Mo Qingyun did not take this battlefield Eye Demon seriously. After replying to Ling Luo, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and started refining the battlefield demon again. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Ling Luo was immediately driven mad. Mo Qingyun did not listen to him at all. Of course, at the same time, Ling Luo was also worried. He looked at Mo Qingyun hesitantly. Should I stop this guy? If I let him refine the battlefield demon, he might be possessed by the battlefield demon. What if this guy is possessed by the battlefield demon and doesn't recognize me anymore and attacks me? Why don't I escape while he's refining the battlefield demon? If I just leave like this, what if he doesn't get possessed and sees that I'm not here? Will he think that I'm a failure as a person? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? At this moment, Ling Luo's emotions were very complicated. He was afraid, worried, and hesitant. Forget it, I have my principles. Since we know each other, I'll protect you. After some hesitation, Ling Luo finally decided to stay and protect Mo Qingyun. Just like that, time passed by slowly. Under Mo Qingyun's continuous refining, the battlefield demon's body started to shrink bit by bit. In the blink of an eye, a day had passed. At this moment, just as Mo Qingyun was about to completely refine the battlefield demon, a shocking soul wave rushed out from the battlefield demon's body. Then, Mo Qingyun felt that his soul was being attacked by a strong force. It was as if his soul was going to be destroyed. Mo Qingyun wasn't surprised by this scene. He knew that this was the battlefield's demon intending to scatter his soul and take over his body. You're not qualified to possess my body. After realizing this, Mo Qingyun curled his lips and disdain rose in his heart. His soul cultivation had reached spirit origin realm, and his soul had turned into a substance. How could it be destroyed so easily? Immediately, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately fought back against the battlefield demon. Seal gate, seal for me. As soon as the martial soul superpower was used, a mini light gate appeared in Mo Qingyun's head and suppressed demon's soul. Under the seal of the seal gate, the strength of the battlefield demon's soul was suppressed immediately. The seal gate can actually seal the soul power. Such a discovery made Mo Qingyun's expression change. He was pleasantly surprised. This was an unexpected gain. Soul Sky Seal. While he was pleasantly surprised, Mo Qingyun did not stay idle. He immediately took out the Soul Battle Seal and suppressed demon's soul. Puff! Under the suppression of the Soul Sky Seal, demon's soul was turned into nothingness and floated in Mo Qingyun's head. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun did not stand on ceremony and refined demon's soul that was floating in his head. As demon's soul in his head was refined, the battlefield demon was finally refined by Mo Qingyun. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's spiritual power also experienced a small increase. I did not expect that refining demon's soul could increase my soul power. This is a great discovery. Mo Qingyun was pleasantly surprised. He stopped cultivating and stood up excitedly. At that moment, when Mo Qingyun opened his eyes, a sharp light flashed across his eyes, and he revealed a sharp aura. Eye of demon. Seeing the dim light in Mo Qingyun's eyes, Ling Luo, who was at the side, immediately shuddered. He exclaimed, "Indeed, he was possessed. This time, we're done for." The demon puppet that possesses a cultivator's body is an even more horrifying existence. He who strikes first gains the upper hand. His subordinate will suffer. After a short moment of panic, Ling Luo did not hesitate. He gritted his teeth and suppressed the fear in his heart. He attacked Mo Qingyun and said, "I will kill you to avenge my brother." Spiritual sword martial soul, appear. After Ling Luo finished his words, he summoned his martial soul. Then, the aura on his body became sharp. At the same time, a sharp sword shadow that was a few meters long appeared above Ling Luo's body. Ling Luo's martial soul was an ordinary level 12 martial soul, spiritual sword martial soul. Even in the entire Great Yin Empire, a martial soul of this level was extremely rare. Sword breaking the 9 heavens. After summoning his martial soul, Ling Luo did not hesitate and immediately used his martial soul super ability. Then, the spiritual sword martial soul released a shocking amount of soul power. It turned into a huge sword and slashed towards Mo Qingyun. This sword shadow formed from soul power was extremely fast. In a flash, it arrived in front of Mo Qingyun in the blink of an eye. Seeing Ling Luo's actions, Mo Qingyun frowned and looked at him in confusion. He asked, Ling Luo, what are you doing? Fire Dragon Seal. Of course. Mo Qingyun did not remain idle as he spoke those words of doubt. He immediately took out the Fire Dragon Battle Imprint and blocked Ling Luo's powerful attack. Bang, bang, bang. When the Soul Power Sword Shadow hit the Fire Dragon Seal, the sound of metal clashing could be heard. Sparks flew in all directions and a shocking aura surged. Under the influence of this aura, the color of the sky immediately changed. The entire sky was illuminated with a crimson-red color. You're fine? You weren't possessed by the battlefield demon? After hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ling Luo stopped what he was doing and looked at Mo Qingyun in shock. He could not believe that Mo Qingyun was fine after refining the battlefield demon. Why would I be fine? Why would I be possessed by the battlefield demon? After hearing Ling Luo's series of questions, Mo Qingyun did not know whether to laugh or cry. This doesn't make sense. You should have been possessed. After hearing Mo Qingyun's reply, Ling Luo was still confused. He found it unbelievable. Mo Qingyun really did refine the battlefield demon. When Mo Qingyun saw Ling Luo's expression, he immediately became gloomy. He was so angry that he kicked Ling Luo and said, "Go to hell. From what you're saying, why do I feel like you want something to happen to me?" No, I'm just too shocked. Why would I want something to happen to you? After being kicked by Mo Qingyun, Ling Luo immediately laughed awkwardly. He waved his hands and said, "Since you've refined the battlefield demon, let's continue on our way." Wait. After hearing Ling Luo's words, Mo Qingyun raised his hand and signaled for Ling Luo to stop. Earlier, he had just stopped cultivating when he was attacked by Ling Luo. He did not have time to feel the changes in his body after refining the battlefield demon. Chapter 194. After refining the demon from the battlefield, other than my eyesight becoming stronger, there seems to be an additional mysterious power in my eyes. After a round of verification, Mo Qingyun's heart trembled slightly. His face was filled with astonishment as he thought to himself, "This mysterious power is similar to the flowing light emitted by the demon from the battlefield. It's just that it's much weaker than the flowing light. If I continue to hunt the demons from the battlefield and refine their blood essence, will the power of my eyes become stronger?" At this moment, a bold idea sprouted in Mo Qingyun's heart. It made him look forward to hunting the demons from the battlefield and refining their blood essence. After understanding the changes in his eyes, Mo Qingyun checked the other parts of his body. What made Mo Qingyun slightly disappointed was that there were no changes in the other parts of his body. At this moment, just when Mo Qingyun was feeling slightly disappointed with this result, he suddenly realized that the suppression of the Pill Palace in his dantian seemed to have weakened a little. The suppression of the Pill Palace has actually weakened a little. Feeling the changes in the Pill Palace, Missouri Qingyun's expression changed slightly. A trace of surprise rose in his heart. Borrowing the power of the Pill Palace was one of his strongest trump cards. If he could use it, it would definitely be an extremely good thing. After a short moment of surprise, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly. He started to ponder in his heart. He guessed, could it be that refining the bloodline power of the demons from the battlefield can alleviate the suppression of the Pill Palace? The moment this thought appeared, Mo Qingyun became even more eager to kill the demons from the battlefield and refine their blood essence. He wanted to test it out immediately. Just like this, Mo Qingyun had a clearer understanding of his current situation. After doing all this, Mo Qingyun had an apologetic look on his face. He said to Ling Luo, "I'm sorry for making you wait. Let's go." It's all right." Upon hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ling Luo immediately felt flattered and hurriedly responded. He then asked curiously, "Big brother, you're too fierce. You even refine the battlefield, demon. Are you sure you don't feel any discomfort?" "What discomfort can I have?" Seeing Ling Luo's expression, Qingyun helplessly shook his head and said with a faint smile, "Let's not talk about this anymore. Quickly lead the way." All right." Ling Luo immediately gave an embarrassed smile, nodded in response, and led the way. After that, Ling Luo and Qingyun talked for a while, and then he returned to his previous state and talked about beautiful women with Qingyun. At the mention of beauties, Ling Luo's entire being seemed to have been injected with chicken blood. He instantly became lively and energetic. Seeing Ling Luo's performance, Qingyun was speechless and shook his head helplessly. Just like this, Qingyun listened to Ling Luo's heroic deeds for the rest of the time. Fortunately, this time was not very long. After an hour, Qingyun and Ling Luo finally arrived at Pink City. You two stopped. Just as Qingyun and Ling Luo were about to enter the city, a black-faced man at the city gate shouted coldly at them. "If you want to enter the city, each person has to pay 10 profound crystals." 10 profound crystals? Why don't you just rob? Upon hearing the black-faced man's words, Ling Luo's expression immediately changed. He said in shock, "Previously, when we entered Pink City, we didn't have to pay the entrance fee." "Kid, you said it was before? Now it's different." The black-faced man curled his lips in disdain. His expression was arrogant as he looked at Ling Luo with contempt and said, "Let me tell you, Pink City is now the territory of our Thunder Kingdom. If you want to enter, each person has to pay 10 profound crystals." Thunder Kingdom? Upon hearing the black-faced man's words, Qingyun's expression changed slightly. He felt a little surprised. Qingyun clearly remembered that Ling Luo seemed to have said that he had lured a group of demonic beasts to a group of people. Those people seemed to be from the Thunder Kingdom. It seemed that enemies were bound to meet on a narrow road. Seeing that Ling Luo did not speak for a long time, the black-faced man became impatient. His expression darkened as he urged, "Kid, if you can't pay the profound crystals, immediately scram. Don't stand here and be a hindrance." "You." Upon hearing the other party's words, Ling Luo immediately became anxious. He raised his hand and pointed at the other party, unable to say a word. "What's going on?" At this moment, while Ling Luo was arguing with the other party, a cold voice sounded from within Pink City, following which, Qingyun saw a square-faced man with a few followers walking out of Pink City in a group of 5 or 6 people. "Captain Lei Lai, there are 2 kids causing trouble here. They don't intend to pay the entrance fee." Upon seeing the square-faced man approaching, the black-faced man immediately revealed a respectful expression and reported to him, "Oof, how dare you defy the rules of our Thunder Kingdom?" Upon hearing the black-faced man's report, Captain Lei Lai coldly snorted. He looked at Qingyun and Ling Luo and said, "I'd like to see which reckless fool dares to challenge the dignity of our Thunder Kingdom." "Kid, so it's you." Upon seeing Ling Luo beside Qingyun, Lei Lai's expression instantly changed. He revealed a look of shock and, of course, anger. After looking at Ling Luo in shock, Lei Lai revealed a sinister smile. He looked at Ling Luo mockingly and said, "Kid, I let you escape last time. This time, let's see where you'll run to." Upon seeing Lei Lai's expression, Qingyun immediately knew that Lei Lai was one of the people who had been tricked by Ling Luo. "Big brother, retreat quickly." Upon seeing Lei Lai, Ling Luo's expression instantly changed. He revealed a look of panic and urged Qingyun, "You want to leave? It won't be that easy." Hearing Ling Luo's panicked words, the complacent smile on Lei Lai's face immediately became even wider. He ordered the people beside him, "All of you, go and capture that brat for me. Also capture that dog shit boss of his. This time, I will take care of them together." "Yes, Captain Lei Lai." Upon hearing Lei Lai's order, the surrounding people immediately nodded in response. They then surrounded Mo Qingyun and Ling Luo. Not long after, Mo Qingyun and Lei Lai's path was blocked. Upon seeing this scene, Ling Luo's expression immediately became even more panicked. He thought to himself, this time, it's completely over. Upon thinking of this, Ling Luo revealed an apologetic expression. He looked at Mo Qingyun and bitterly smiled. Big brother, I'm sorry. This time, I've implicated you. Upon seeing Ling Luo's apologetic expression, Mo Qingyun waved his hand and smiled at Ling Luo. Ha, just a few small fries. Don't worry about them. At this moment, as Mo Qingyun spoke, Lei Lai and the others all looked at Mo Qingyun. True Energy Realm Level 1? When they found out about Mo Qingyun's cultivation level, they were all shocked. True Energy Realm Level 1. This was someone who had just entered the 100 countries battlefield. After realizing this, Lei Lai was first stunned. Then, a mocking expression appeared on his face as he said, a true Energy Realm Level 1 brat who just entered the 100 countries battlefield dares to spout nonsense here. Aren't you afraid of biting your tongue? Captain Lei Lai, this is the first time I've seen a leader who's even more useless than his underlings. This is called a useless leader with a useless underling. Together, they're a useless team. I'm sure that True Energy Realm Level 1 brat must be very scared right now. Not only is he scared, he might have already lost control of his bowels. There's even a stench coming from his pants. Why do I feel that this brat looks familiar? I think I've seen him somewhere before. Now that you mention it, I also feel that he looks familiar. Where have I seen him before? On the yellow board. This brat is the one who obtained the treasure. At this moment, after hearing Lei Lai's words, the underlings behind him began to whisper to each other. After hearing the underlings' words, Lei Lai's expression suddenly changed. He stared at Mo Qingyun and sized him up. After sizing him up, Lei Lai was immediately overjoyed. He said in surprise, Brat, so it's you. Obtained the treasure? Hearing the words of Lei Lai and the others, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly. He had some doubts in his heart and felt very puzzled. He had only entered the 100 countries battlefield for a day and had only met Ling Luo. How could there be rumors that he had obtained the treasure? Chapter 195. Boss, did you get the ancient treasure? Hearing Lei Lai's words, Ling Luo was also shocked and asked Mo Qingyun. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and asked, do you think it's possible? Hearing Mo Qingyun's question, Ling Luo rolled his eyes and began to think. Impossible. After thinking for a while, Ling Luo shook his head and replied, the ancient treasure has been unearthed for more than a year. You just entered the 100 countries battlefield, so it's impossible for you to get the ancient treasure so quickly. After hearing this, Ling Luo's eyes lit up and said in shock, Boss, doesn't that mean you were framed? That should be the case. Hearing Ling Luo's guess, Mo Qingyun could not deny it and began to think about who was framing him. Now, he had just entered the 100 countries battlefield. Not to mention making enemies, he had only seen Ling Luo alive. Logically speaking, not many people would know who he was, not to mention that someone was trying to frame him. As such, this situation was worth pondering. It should be someone from the Xia Kingdom. After thinking about it, Mo Qingyun had some ideas and began to guess. Could it be someone from the High Family? From Mo Qingyun's point of view, he had killed so many people from the High Family in the border city, so the High Family definitely had the motive to frame him. At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was thinking, Lei Lai raised his head. Lei Lai raised his head and looked arrogantly at Mo Qingyun. Kid, don't say I didn't give you a chance. Now, as long as you hand over the ancient treasure, cripple your own cultivation, and crawl under my pants, I can consider sparing your life. Hearing Lei Lai's words, Ling Luo's expression immediately tensed up and he looked nervously at Mo Qingyun. Crawl under the crotch? When Mo Qingyun heard Lei Lai's words, he curled his lips in disdain. He looked at Lei Lai and said disdainfully, Don't say that I'm looking down on you. Even if you want to crawl between my legs, you aren't qualified. Even if you want to crawl between my legs, You don't have the qualifications. As soon as Mo Qingyun said this, the expressions of the surrounding people suddenly changed. They were shocked by Mo Qingyun's words. Mo Qingyun's words were too arrogant. He actually dared to say that he wasn't qualified to crawl under someone's crotch? This brat is so arrogant. He's even more arrogant than Lei Lai. He actually dares to talk to Lei Lai like that. The way I see it, he doesn't know the difference between life and death. Offending the Thunder Kingdom in this pink city is simply courting death. That's right. He's simply courting death. I'm sure that he'll die a horrible death later. Also, I seem to have heard that this kid obtained some ancient treasure. When they heard the conversation between Mo Qingyun and Lei Lai, the surrounding people started whispering to each other. At this moment, while the crowd was whispering to each other, a young man carrying a wine jug slowly walked into the crowd. When a young man walked into the crowd, he revealed a faint smile. He looked at Lei Lai and the others and mocked. Yo, the people from the Thunder Kingdom are so impressive. They're bullying others again. When he heard the young man's words, Lei Lai's face twitched. His expression turned even uglier as he said coldly, Long Yuqian, this matter has nothing to do with you. You'd better not interfere. What if I insist on interfering? Long Yuqian smiled faintly as he replied to Lei Lai. When he heard Long Yuqian's words, Lei Lai's expression immediately turned ugly. He said coldly, Long Yuqian, what do you mean by this? Do you really want to go against the Thunder Kingdom? Nothing. I just can't stand it. Long Yuqian shrugged and replied flatly. He then picked up the wine jug and took a swig. Long Yuqian, although you have a wide network, you'd better not interfere in the matters of the Thunder Kingdom. Just as Long Yuqian finished speaking, an arrogant voice sounded from within Pink City. Then, the crowd saw a silver-haired young man slowly walk out of Pink City. That's Lei Hong, the true leader of Pink City. I didn't expect him to be alarmed. It's said that Lei Hong's cultivation has reached the peak of the 5th level true energy stage. Moreover, he has a superb martial spirit. Not only that, Lei Hong once killed a 7th level true energy stage demonic beast on the battlefield alone. He's so powerful. If that's the case, won't that kid be dead for sure? Of course. The Thunder Kingdom is ranked in the top 100 kingdoms in the Great Yin Dynasty. When they saw the silver-haired man, Lei Hong, the surrounding people were filled with reverence as they whispered among themselves. At this moment, when Long Yuqian saw Lei Hong, his face tensed up as well. It seemed like he felt a lot of pressure when facing Lei Hong. Mo Qingyun had a good impression of Long Yuqian's appearance. When he saw this, he smiled faintly at Long Yuqian. Friend, I appreciate your kindness. Let me settle this matter myself. Settle it yourself? When he heard Mo Qingyun's words, Long Yuqian was stunned. He was surprised by Mo Qingyun's decision. In his opinion, with Mo Qingyun's cultivation at the 1st level of the true energy stage, not to mention Lei Hong, even Lei Hong's lackey would be able to kill Mo Qingyun in a matter of minutes. However, since Mo Qingyun had said so, Long Yuqian did not say anything else. He nodded and replied, In that case, be careful. Please take care of my brother for me. When Long Yuqian stepped back, Mo Qingyun pointed at Ling Luo and asked for Long Yutian's help. No problem. Long Yuqian nodded and agreed immediately. When he saw Mo Qingyun's arrangement, Ling Luo looked proud. He patted his chest and said proudly, Boss, I'll deal with him with you. At most, I'll die. When he saw Ling Luo's actions, Mo Qingyun was touched. He smiled faintly and said, They're just a few small fries. Don't bother. I'm enough. When he saw Mo Qingyun's insistence, Ling Luo hesitated for a moment before following Long Yuqian to the side. He looked nervous. When they saw Mo Qingyun's actions, the surrounding people's expressions changed. They were shocked by Mo Qingyun's actions. Is this guy crazy? Not only did he reject Long Yuqian's help, but he also asked his follower to step aside. He probably thinks that even if Long Yuqian and his follower attack together, they won't have the slightest chance of winning. Although this guy gives people the impression that he's arrogant, I have to say that he's very loyal. He's worth befriending. It's a pity that such a loyal person is going to die soon. When they saw Mo Qingyun's actions, the surrounding people sighed with pity. Perhaps in their opinion, Mo Qingyun would definitely die if he faced Lei Hong and the others. Reckless brat, you actually want to fight against us all by yourself. When he saw Mo Qingyun's actions, the disdain on Lei Hong's face became even stronger. When Lei Hong said those words, Lei Lai, who was behind him, sneered and walked to the front. He said, "Big brother Lei Hong, you go to the side and rest. Let me deal with this kid." Okay, let's end this quickly. When he saw Lei Lai volunteering to fight, Lei Hong nodded his head in agreement. Then, Lei Hong looked at Mo Qingyun with disdain and said, "Kid, you're not qualified for me to fight. Letting Lei Lai play with you is already a favor for you." Is that so? When he heard Lei Hong's words, Mo Qingyun smiled meaningfully and replied to Lei Hong. He then looked at Lei Lai and said coldly, "Since you're in a hurry to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Kid, aren't you afraid of biting your tongue? I'd like to see what you're capable of." When Lei Lai finished speaking, he attacked Mo Qingyun and released his aura of a true element stage for martial artist without holding back. Wild Thunder Lion Dipper. When Lei Lai threw out a punch, terrifying lightning immediately appeared on his fist and turned into a huge lightning shadow with a lion's head. Roar. When a lightning shadow with a lion's head formed, it let out a loud roar and bit at Mo Qingyun with a threatening aura. This is the Earth grade middle tier martial skill, Wild Lightning Lion Aura. I didn't expect Captain Lei Lai to have cultivated it successfully. Captain Lei Lai has cultivated the Wild Lightning Lion Aura to the greater completion stage. He's too powerful. With Captain Lei Lai's current cultivation, he can probably fight against a true element stage 5 martial artist. This kid is dead for sure. When they saw Lei Lai attack, the people from the Thunder Kingdom smiled proudly. Gravity suppression. Seeing the lightning strike, Mo Qingyun's lips curled into a faint smile as he released the profound meaning of Earth. Under the gravity suppression of the Earth esoteric meaning, Lei Lai's body sank and he staggered, almost falling. Esoteric meaning. When Lei Lai felt the gravity suppression on his body, his face twitched and he was shocked. The kid before him had comprehended the esoteric meaning. This was unbelievable. 9 heavy crash. While Lei Lai was shocked, Mo Qingyun raised his hand and threw a punch at Lei Lai's dantian. Bang, bang, bang. Following which, waves of shocking origin energy surged out from Mo Qingyun's fist and blasted into Lei Lai's body with an earth-shattering force. Under this earth-shattering attack, Lei Lai was directly sent flying, and the aura on his body rapidly weakened. Pooh! After Lei Lai fell to the ground, he immediately vomited blood. His face turned pale, and his aura weakened. One move, and Lei Lai was crippled. Seeing this scene, the surrounding people were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe what they had just seen. Lei Lai, who was at the True Element Stage 4, had actually been crippled by a True Element Stage first level brat in one move after using an Earth grade martial skill. This kind of thing was too abnormal for them, and it was hard for them to accept. From their point of view, the reversal of the situation seemed to be the most logical thing to do. You actually crippled my cultivation. While the crowd was shocked, Lei Lai's face was filled with hatred. He pointed at Mo Qingyun and gnashed his teeth. Chapter 196. Did I hear wrongly? That kid wants to challenge everyone in the Thunder Kingdom. He's too arrogant, but I have to admit that he's very strong. No matter what, challenging an entire kingdom by himself is too reckless. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the crowd was in an uproar again. Everyone started whispering to each other. Boss crippled Lei Lai in one move. That's too awesome. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had crippled Lei Lai, Ling Luo immediately became excited and clenched his fists. Looking at him, it was as if he was the one who had crippled Lei Lai. It seems that I've misjudged him this time. Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, Long Yutian's expression changed, revealing a trace of surprise. At the same time, his slightly lazy expression turned serious at this moment as he muttered to himself, "With the strength of these two people, they do meet the requirements of those two candidates. Their characters are also extremely good. Looks like I can consider them." Long Yutian had a thoughtful expression, as if he was making a decision. While everyone was shocked by Mo Qingyun's actions, Lei Hong heard Mo Qingyun's words, and his expression immediately turned ugly. Just now, he had said that Mo Qingyun did not have the qualifications to make him fight. Now, Mo Qingyun had asked them to fight together. This was undoubtedly a provocation. In other words, he was saying that he alone was not a match for Mo Qingyun. Thinking of this, Lei Hong's expression became even more gloomy. He looked at Mo Qingyun and said angrily, "Kid, don't think too highly of yourself. Don't think that you can be so arrogant just because you defeated Lei Lai. I alone am enough to deal with you." As soon as he finished speaking, Lei Hong stood up and walked forward to confront Mo Qingyun. "You?" Seeing the approaching Lei Hong, Mo Qingyun sized him up. He curled his lips and said disdainfully, "Not yet." "Umph." Shameless boasting. Hearing Mo Qingyun's contemptuous words, Lei Hong coldly snorted. He gritted his teeth and said, "Brat, I'll let you know the consequences of offending my Thunder Kingdom. I'll make you regret your actions just now." Thunder Dragon chasing the sun. As soon as Lei Hong finished speaking, his body moved and charged towards Mo Qingyun at an extremely fast speed. His body emitted a terrifying aura. At the same time, a terrifying wave of Yuan power surged out from Lei Hong's body like a volcanic eruption. Once this surging origin power was unleashed, it transformed into a silver lightning dragon. With a tyrannical aura, it pounced towards Mo Qingyun with a destructive might. Roar! As the thunder dragon flew, it kept twisting its body. Its body emitted a dazzling light that made people unable to look at it directly. After seeing this scene, everyone's expression changed. They were in awe of Lei Hong's attack. This Lei Hong is indeed worthy of being able to kill a high-level true energy boundary demonic beast. This move is indeed terrifying. With Lei Hong's attack, I'm afraid even a high-level true energy boundary cultivator would not dare to face it directly. That brat is doomed. This attack is definitely not something a first-level true energy boundary cultivator can take. In an instant, the surrounding people's expressions changed. They could not help but sigh. At this moment, while everyone was sighing in their hearts, Fire Dragon Mo Qingyun looked at the Thunder Dragon that was charging towards him at an extremely fast speed. His hands moved rapidly, forming hand seals one after another. After the hand seals were formed, 49 miniature fire dragons appeared in front of Mo Qingyun. They transformed into fire dragon battle seals. When the fire dragon battle seals were formed, they gathered together to form a huge, flaming shield. Suppress it. Seeing that the fire dragon battle seals were formed, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate any longer. He controlled the fire dragon battle shield to suppress the thunder dragon. Soon after, the flaming shield and the thunder dragon collided violently. It was as if two wild bulls were fighting each other, trying to defeat each other. Boom, boom, boom. In an instant, the scene was extremely intense. Every time they collided, there would be lightning and sparks flying in all directions. A violent wave of origin energy would surge out. Under the devastation of the origin energy, the ground shook and the sky changed color. It was as if doomsday had arrived. Seeing this scene, everyone's hearts trembled. They could not help but reveal a look of awe. Raptor Break. After using the Fire Dragon Battle Seal to block Lei Hong's attack, Mo Qingyun did not show any mercy. He moved his body and pounced towards Lei Hong. With a movement of his body, Mo Qingyun turned into a stream of light and rushed in front of Lei Hong in the blink of an eye. At the same time, terrifying wind blades appeared around Mo Qingyun's body. They were extremely sharp. Wind ultimacy. Feeling the aura emitted from Mo Qingyun, Lei Hong's expression changed. A sense of fear rose in his heart. Mo Qingyun's move at this moment had greatly exceeded his understanding. A LV1 true energy realm martial artist had actually comprehended ultimacy. This move was too terrifying. Sun incinerating mountain, splitting saber Mo Qingyun did not pay attention to Lei Hong's shock. He raised his hand and took out the red silk saber, slashing it towards Lei Hong. As the saber slashed out, the red silk saber immediately glowed brightly and released a terrifying flame. As the flame bloomed from the red silk saber, it turned into a fire dragon saber ray and swallowed Lei Hong. Fire! Fire ultimacy! Seeing the fire dragon saber ray rushing towards him, Lei Hong's heart trembled again. His face twitched in fear. Two ultimacies. This LV1 true energy realm martial artist had actually comprehended two ultimacies. Where did this guy come from? He's only at LV1 true energy realm, but he has already comprehended two ultimacies. How'd he do it? At this moment, countless doubts appeared in Lei Hong's heart. He could no longer remain calm. At this moment, Lei Hong realized that he had underestimated Mo Qingyun. However, although he was shocked by Mo Qingyun's combat strength, Lei Hong did not lose his composure. After quickly regaining his composure, Lei Hong's face darkened. He took out a silver drum and slapped it. Heavenly thunder demonic wave. When Lei Hong slapped the silver drum, it immediately shone brightly. Sound waves surged out from it, and when these sound waves came out, they turned into sword shadows. Dang, dang, dang. Following which, the lightning sword shadows collided with the fire dragon saber ray. It was as if thousands of soldiers and horses were fighting, and the sound of metal clashing could be heard. However, before long, the lightning sword shadows were destroyed and dissipated under the attack of the fire dragon saber ray. What a powerful attack! Seeing this scene, Lei Hong's expression immediately changed. He was slightly fearful of Mo Qingyun. Lei Hong's face darkened. He gritted his teeth, as if he had made a decision. Kid, your strength has surprised me. However, it's time to stop. After Lei Hong spoke coldly, he did not hesitate and immediately summoned his martial soul. Sky Thunder Leopard, appear. Under Rayam's summons, a huge leopard figure covered in lightning appeared above Rayam. It was an ordinary level 11 martial soul, the Sky Thunder Leopard martial soul. Lei Hong's martial soul was a superb martial soul. Kid, prepare to die. After summoning his martial soul, Lei Hong revealed a cold smile and attacked Mo Qingyun. Tiger Leopard Thunderous Roar. Once Lei Hong attacked, he did not hold back and directly used his martial soul superpower. On top of that, with the help of the silver drum in his hand, the power of his martial spirit grew even stronger. Roar, roar, roar. Once Lei Hong's martial soul superpower was used, a terrifying and earth-shattering roar of a beast was heard from the silver drum. Under the impact of the sound waves, the surrounding people were forced to retreat. They quickly covered their ears. Some of the weaker cultivators spat out blood from the impact of the sound wave. What a terrifying martial soul superpower. Just the aftermath is enough to make us unable to withstand it. Also, the silver drum in Lei Hong's hand seems to be the sacred beast of the Thunder Kingdom, the Thunder Drum. It's a lower treasure weapon. It's a lower treasure weapon. No wonder it's so powerful. Under the attack of the sound waves, I'm afraid that kid is doomed. Lei Hong is so powerful. Even an LV9 true energy realm martial artist would not be able to withstand his attack. Feeling Lei Hong's attack, the surrounding people's faces changed. They were all terrified. Seeing that Mo Qingyun was directly hit by his attack and stood there motionless, Lei Hong smiled. A smug smile appeared on Lei Hong's face as he laughed heartily. Boy, so what if you have comprehended ultimacy? You will still die at my hands in the end. Two types of ultimacy? You can't even withstand a single blow. Two ultimacies. That kid has comprehended two ultimacies. That's too terrifying. He's only at LV1 true energy realm, but he has comprehended two ultimacies. How'd he do it? It's such a pity that such a monstrous talent died at Lei Hong's hands. That's right. If he had the chance to raise his cultivation, he would definitely be a terrifying existence. After hearing Ram's words, the surrounding people were shocked again, and their expressions changed one after another. They could not believe that an LV1 true energy realm martial artist could comprehend two ultimacies. While the crowd was still in shock, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and replied to Lei Hong, "It seems like you're celebrating too early." Looking at Mo Qingyun's appearance, it seemed like nothing had happened. "You're fine?" Seeing Mo Qingyun's relaxed expression, Lei Hong's face twitched. He was terrified. He could not believe that his strongest attack, which had caused countless people to suffer, had no effect on Mo Qingyun. "Why would I not be fine?" Hearing Lei Hong's words, Mo Qingyun smiled nonchalantly and said disdainfully, "You want to defeat me with a lullaby that you use to coax children to sleep? You're too naive." "Lullaby that you use to coax children to sleep?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the surrounding people had the urge to vomit blood. They all looked at Mo Qingyun with resentment. "Brother, can you stop acting tough? We were almost killed by the tiger-leopard thunderous roar just now." At this moment, everyone was depressed and had suffered a huge blow. "Damn, boss is indeed boss. He's too amazing." Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Ling Luo, who was at the side, immediately revealed an excited expression. She looked at Mo Qingyun with eyes filled with admiration. "Looks like I've misjudged him again." Long Yutian smiled helplessly and took a sip of wine. He thought to himself, "Looks like I don't have to think too much. The remaining two candidates will be these two." Chapter 197. Blazing Scarlet Dragon, Appear. Mo Qingyun went all out and summoned his martial soul. Roar. Once the blazing scarlet dragon martial soul was summoned, a terrifying dragon aura was emitted above Mo Qingyun. A powerful soul power was released from the blazing scarlet dragon martial soul and infused into Mo Qingyun's body. With the support of this soul power, the aura on Mo Qingyun's body immediately became much stronger. Aside from that, his body also emitted a terrifying flame energy and a faint dragon aura. Sky Dragon Martial Soul. This kid's martial soul was actually the primordial Sky Dragon Martial Soul. Seeing the scarlet figure above Mo Qingyun, the surrounding people's expressions changed and they were shocked. The primordial Sky Dragon Martial Soul was at least level 12. Mo Qingyun's blazing scarlet dragon martial soul was obviously a high-grade primordial sky dragon. In other words, Mo Qingyun's martial soul might not be at level 12 and had reached an even higher grade. Level 13. When this number appeared in everyone's hearts, everyone felt a wave of absent-mindedness, and their hearts were quite shocked. This kid's talent is terrifying. With his talent, why would his family allow him to enter the 100 countries battlefield? Yeah, if he were to fall on the 100 countries battlefield, his family would be heartbroken. Primordial Sky Dragon Martial Soul. This kind of martial soul is rare even in the Great Yin Empire. After seeing Mo Qingyun's martial soul, the surrounding people's expressions changed and they were shocked. According to their knowledge, under normal circumstances, people with superb martial souls rarely appeared in the 100 countries battlefield. Even if people with superb martial souls entered the 100 countries battlefield, they would only have the most ordinary superb martial souls, such as Lei Hong. After all, the 100 countries battlefield was too chaotic. More importantly, one's cultivation would be suppressed and the advantage of a martial soul would not be obvious. In this way, people with high-grade martial souls might encounter all sorts of mishaps in the 100 countries battlefield. This was not something that their families wanted to see, especially someone like Mo Qingyun who had a martial soul above level 12. He was definitely a treasure of the family, and they would not allow him to suffer any harm. Only when their wings were fully grown, or when a better cultivation environment appeared, would they be allowed to leave the clan. Otherwise, this kind of extremely talented junior would be confined in the various large clans and be hidden away to be nurtured. The Primordial Sky Dragon Martial Soul. Seeing Mo Qingyun's martial soul, Ling Luo was shocked. After being stunned for a short while, Ling Luo revealed an excited expression. He said excitedly, "Boss is indeed boss. His martial spirit is indeed very impressive." What a powerful martial spirit. The grade of his martial spirit should be higher than mine. As Ling Luo revealed an excited expression, Long Yutian put down the wine jug in his hand and revealed a shocked expression. He thought to himself, a person with such a martial spirit shouldn't be from those small kingdoms. Could he be like me? With this thought, Long Yutian smiled. He picked up the wine jug and took a sip. Looks like I'm not the only one who is restless. I'll have company in the future. Ha! The primordial sky dragon, martial soul. This kid actually has such a monstrous martial soul. Lei Hong's face twitched when he sensed the dragon's might coming from the scarlet flame, heavenly dragon. He looked at Mo Qingyun with even more fear. At this moment, while everyone was still in shock, Mo Qingyun attacked Lei Hong again. Blood Chi Berserk. As soon as Mo Qingyun attacked, he immediately used his martial soul's super ability to increase the strength of his blood chi. As the strength of his blood chi increased, Mo Qingyun's aura immediately became stronger. Soon, it reached the peak of LV3 True Energy Realm. Peak of LV3 True Energy Realm. Feeling the change in Mo Qingyun's aura, the surrounding people's expressions changed again. They were shocked by the change in Mo Qingyun's cultivation. Is that a martial soul's super ability? A martial soul's super ability that can increase one's cultivation? This is too terrifying. He was able to suppress Lei Hong with his LV1 True Energy Realm cultivation. Now that he's at the peak of LV3 True Energy Realm, Lei Hong is in danger. It's been a long time since I've seen a kingdom ranked in the top 100 suffer. This time, the Thunder Kingdom has kicked an iron plate. For a moment, the crowd sighed again. They felt sorry for the loss of the rabbit. Mo Qingyun didn't care about the crowd's shock. After using his martial soul's super ability, he immediately attacked Lei Hong. Sun-incinerating mountain splitting saber. Mo Qingyun held the red silk saber and slashed at Lei Hong. His action was decisive and without any hesitation. When the saber landed, the red silk saber's origin energy went berserk. Flames surged and rushed at Lei Hong like a fire dragon that had broken out of its cage. Wherever the fire dragon saber light passed, the air was scorched and distorted. It was as if it was going to be burned away. Thunder dragon chasing the sun. Seeing the fire dragon saber light coming at him, Lei Hong didn't dare to hesitate and immediately counterattacked. He slammed the silver drum in his hand, and a silver lightning dragon immediately appeared and attacked the fire dragon saber light. Poo poo poo. When the two red and silver dragon shadows met, they started to fight crazily. They constantly used their dragon claws to tear each other apart. The two dragon silhouettes fought violently. Suddenly, lightning flashed and flames surged, bursting out in all directions like fireworks. Amidst the dazzling and intense battle, a terrifying wave of origin energy also erupted from within, sweeping towards the surroundings. Under the aftermath of the battle, the surrounding ground was directly charred black by the lightning, and the scattered flames burned holes in the ground. Poo-poo. The two dragon shadows fought crazily for a moment. In the end, the silver lightning dragon was no match for the fire dragon saberlight. It was split into two and dissipated in midair. Ding, ding, ding. As the silver dragon shadow was defeated, Lei Hong's body was shaken and he was forced to retreat. His face was somewhat pale. So strong. After discovering this, Lei Hong couldn't help but be shocked. A sense of fear rose in his heart. At this moment, he faintly felt that he was no match for Mo Qingyun. If he continued to fight, it would be disadvantageous for him. Run. Thinking of this, Lei Hong's expression darkened. He didn't intend to continue fighting with Mo Qingyun. He was ready to turn around and escape. In his opinion, where there was life, there was hope. It wouldn't be too late to seek revenge on Mo Qingyun after he gathered his men and helpers. After thinking this, Lei Hong no longer hesitated and immediately turned around to escape. He didn't care about the life and death of the other people in the Lei Kingdom. Seeing Lei Hong's action, Mo Qingyun curled the corner of his mouth and sneered. He understood Lei Hong's intention. This guy wants to escape from boss. What an idiot. Seeing Lei Hong's action, Ling Luo revealed a mocking smile. He was very clear about Mo Qingyun's speed. Bird of prey break. Mo Qingyun's body moved. He turned into a stream of light and chased after Lei Hong. Mo Qingyun's body flashed a few times. In the blink of an eye, he stood in front of Lei Hong and blocked his path. After blocking Lei Hong, Mo Qingyun revealed a mocking smile and said indifferently, "You can't escape from me. You don't go too far." Seeing that his path was blocked, Lei Hong's face twitched. He revealed a terrified expression and said, "Boy, I'm warning you. I'm from the Lei Kingdom. If you dare to touch me, the Lei Kingdom won't let you, your kingdom's people, and your family off." Hearing Lei Hong's words, Mo Qing's face immediately darkened. He said coldly, "What I hate the most is people using my family to threaten me. So go to hell." Heavenly Soul Seal. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he didn't waste any more words with Lei Hong. He summoned several spiritual battle seals and attacked Lei Hong. Soul attack. Seeing the soul battle seals, Lei Hong's face changed. He revealed a shocked expression and said, So you were like this." At this moment, Lei Hong finally understood why his most powerful move was useless against Mo Qingyun. With Mo Qingyun's terrifying soul power, it would be strange if Lei Hong's martial soul super skill could hurt Mo Qingyun. Boom! While Lei Hong was still in shock, the soul battle seals bombarded his mind one after another. Under the bombardment of the soul battle seals, Lei Hong was in a trance, and his expression became sluggish. Mo Qingyun did not show mercy to Lei Hong's current performance. He raised his red silk saber and slashed at Lei Hong. Puchi! The red silk saber pierced through Lei Hong's body, leaving a horrifying wound. After a while, Lei Hong regained his consciousness and realized that there was a huge wound on his body. His eyes widened, unable to accept this result. No, however, before Lei Hong could finish his words, his eyes widened and he fell to the ground dead. He did not expect Mo Qingyun to be so fearless against the Thunder Kingdom. He also did not expect that Mo Qingyun would dare to kill him. Seeing Lei Hong dead on the ground, Mo Qingyun no longer paid any attention to him. He turned around and looked at the remaining people from the Thunder Kingdom. He walked closer and coldly said, "Since Lei Hong is already dead, you guys should accompany him. You, don't come over." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words and seeing Mo Qingyun walking closer, the remaining people of the Thunder Kingdom were terrified. Mo Qingyun paid no attention to their pleas for mercy. He immediately made his move. Mo Qingyun's idea was that since they had already become enemies, there was no difference between killing one or all of them. He might as well kill all of them to prevent future trouble. To think that the Thunder Kingdom would have such a day. Seeing that Lei Hong was killed, the people of the Thunder Kingdom were like lambs waiting to be slaughtered. Ling Luo immediately showed a pleased expression and ran toward Mo Qingyun. He said excitedly, "Boss, let me help you. You can't kill all these people alone." This guy, seeing Ling Luo's smug actions, Long Yutian shook his head speechlessly. He leisurely drank his wine at the side, showing no intention of taking action. After a while, Mo Qingyun and Ling Luo attacked. The remaining people of the Thunder Kingdom all followed in Lei Hong's footsteps. Awesome, too awesome. After exterminating the people of the Thunder Kingdom, Ling Luo showed a carefree expression. After letting out a joyful exclamation, he said regretfully, "It's a pity that Lei Hao isn't here. Otherwise, it would be even better." Seeing Ling Luo's actions, Mo Qingyun and Long Yutian looked at each other and smiled helplessly, shrugging their shoulders. Although this clown Ling Luo's actions were unorthodox, he was still a loyal person worthy of befriending. "The two of you, I heard that the true leader of the Thunder Kingdom, Lei Hao, seems to be in the nearby Jufeng City." Long Yutian smiled faintly and walked toward Mo Qingyun and Ling Luo. He suggested, "Since you've killed the people of the Thunder Kingdom, we'd better leave quickly." "Lei Hao, It's even better that he's here. This young master will directly wipe them out. Hearing Long Yutian mention Lei Hao, Ling Luo immediately became indignant. He raised his head with a look of displeasure. Brother Ling Luo, Lei Hao isn't someone Lei Hong and the others can compare to. His cultivation has reached the 7th level of the true energy realm, and he also possesses a superb martial spirit. Seeing Ling Luo's reaction, Long Yutian's expression froze. He said in a deep voice, I think we should leave first and come back with a long-term plan. Ling Luo, since you're so powerful, why don't we let you deal with Lei Hao and the others when they arrive? Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and said to Ling Luo. Hearing Long Yutian's words, Ling Luo immediately smiled embarrassedly and said, Boss, I'm just bragging. Don't take it seriously, Chapter 198. Brother Mo, your cultivation is only at True Energy Realm LV1. Did you just enter the 100 countries battlefield? Long Yutian asked Mo Qingyun curiously along the way. Indeed, I just entered the 100 countries battlefield. Mo Qingyun nodded and admitted to Long Yutian's question. I knew it. Long Yutian's expression froze when he heard Mo Qingyun's answer. His guess seemed to have been confirmed. Shortly after, a faint smile appeared on Long Yutian's face as he thought to himself, right now, the kingdoms that have entered the 100 countries battlefield are all ranked below 900. There will definitely be no one who possesses the ancient Sky Dragon martial spirit. He must be the same as me. But which clan does he come from? There doesn't seem to be a Mo clan in the Great Yin dynasty. Long Yutian frowned and thought to himself. After thinking for a while, Long Yutian failed to find an answer. Brother Long, what do you plan to bring us? After following Long Yutian for a while, Mo Qingyun asked Long Yutian curiously. Mo Qingyun had a good impression of Long Yutian. He was warm-hearted, carefree, and uninhibited. He was a person worth befriending. It's a secret for now. You'll know later. Long Yutian smiled mysteriously when he heard Mo Qingyun's question. He kept them in suspense and took a sip of wine. However, Long Yutian soon regretted keeping them in suspense. Ling Luo curled his lips when he heard Long Yutian's words. He said casually, TSK, just bring us to the Red Chamber. We're all adults. There's nothing to be shy about. I'm very familiar with that place. Puffed. Long Yutian spat out the wine that Ling Luo had just drunk. He didn't even have time to swallow it. Then, Long Yutian and Mo Qingyun looked at Ling Luo strangely. Their eyes were filled with admiration. They were convinced. Long Yutian smiled bitterly and said gloomily, I'm just bringing you to meet a few friends. It's not what Brother Ling Luo thinks. Friends? It's an acquaintance. But to Long Yutian's surprise, Ling Luo's eyes lit up when he heard Long Yutian's words. He winked at Long Yutian and said, Brother Long, you're not being honest. If you didn't go there often, how could you be so familiar with her? Puff. Long Yutian spat out another mouthful of wine. His face turned red as he looked at Mo Qingyun for help. Seeing Long Yutian's pleading eyes, Mo Qingyun explained for him. He said to Ling Luo, Brother Long is just being nice. You don't have to say it out loud. What made Mo Qingyun feel helpless was that as soon as he said this, Ling Luo's expression became even more ambiguous. Got it, boss. Ling Luo nodded when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. Then, he gave Long Yutian an ambiguous look and smirked. Brother Long, I understand. Ew. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Long Yutian was completely speechless. He was extremely depressed. He raised his finger and pointed at Ling Luo. He was speechless for a long time. But Long Yutian had obviously underestimated Ling Luo's ability in this aspect. Seeing that Long Yutian was silent, Ling Luo walked towards him with a smirk. He said unhappily, Brother Long, don't be so stingy. We're brothers, so we should share more. Then, Ling Luo asked Long Yutian about all kinds of techniques and experiences. Long Yutian was tortured until he was completely convinced by Ling Luo. He looked at Mo Qingyun for help again. Mo Qingyun smiled helplessly when he saw Long Yutian's pleading. He said to Ling Luo, Ling Luo, the good stuff is always revealed at the end. Don't ask Brother Long about it. Isn't it better to leave it a little mysterious? A little mysterious. Ling Luo's eyes lit up when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. He said excitedly, Boss, I get it. I get it. Fortunately, after hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ling Luo stopped bothering Long Yutian. Long Yutian was relieved when he saw this. He looked at Mo Qingyun with gratitude. Just like that, Mo Qingyun and the other two finally arrived at the place that Long Yutian had mentioned. It was a simple courtyard house. There were only about 10 simple wooden huts in it. Two young men who looked similar were standing outside the wooden huts. They seemed to be discussing something. Brother Yutian, you're back. Are these two the people you brought back? Seeing Long Yutian and the other two, the two people at the door smiled and greeted Long Yutian. Yes. Long Yutian nodded and asked, Is everyone here? Yes. The two young men nodded in response. Brother Long, you're a regular. Even the guards are familiar with you. Seeing this, Ling Luo finally couldn't hold it in anymore. He patted Long Yutian's shoulder excitedly and laughed out loud. He sized up the small courtyard in front of him and smacked his lips in appreciation. TSK. Although this place is a little remote and a little shabby, the atmosphere is quite unique. I like it. Brother Ling Luo, you've misunderstood. Long Yutian was speechless when he heard Ling Luo's words. He wanted to explain to Ling Luo. However, before he could finish speaking, Ling Luo's body moved, and he rushed into the small courtyard with a single stride. Wow, such a beautiful girl. I've never seen her before. No wonder Brother Long comes here so often. Ling Luo exclaimed when he saw the girl in purple. He winked at Long Yutian and said, Brother Long, you're a good brother. Brother Ling, you've misunderstood. Long Yutian's face twitched when he saw Ling Luo's actions. He became nervous and hurriedly waved at Ling Luo, signaling him to come back. However, what made Long Yutian helpless was that after Ling Luo saw his actions, he became even more excited. He rushed in front of the purple-robed woman and said arrogantly, Beauty, I will take you in today. Name a price. He's doomed. Long Yutian's face twitched when he saw Ling Luo's actions. He had a bad feeling about this. Long Yutian was not the only one. The two young men beside him also had their faces twitched when they saw this. One of them looked at Ling Luo sympathetically and said, This guy is doomed. Talking to Sister Ruo Shui like this, even if he doesn't die, he'll be skinned alive. Let's hope he can still see the sun tomorrow. The other young man added. The girl in purple's face darkened when she heard Ling Luo's words. She said coldly, You're asking for it. Clang. The girl in purple unsheathed her sword and slashed at Ling Luo. Heavenly frost chi. As the woman slashed out with her sword, the surrounding temperature instantly dropped by a few degrees. An ice blue sword ray swept towards Ling Luo. Wow, what a wild beauty. I like it. Ling Luo was shocked when he saw the girl in purple's attack. He became even more excited. Ling Luo said excitedly. He looked at the girl in purple with a cheeky smile and said, Beauty, I'm also a swordsman. Since you like it this way, I'll play with you. Pervert, you're asking for it. The girl in purple's face turned even colder when she heard Ling Luo's words. Her hands moved even more fiercely, and each of her attacks was fatal. He's doomed. He's doomed. Long Yutian slapped his forehead when he saw this. He instantly felt a headache coming on. Brother Yutian, if you don't save your friend, I'm afraid he'll really be killed by Sister Ruoshe. The young man at the side said to Long Yutian. I'm afraid even Brother Yutian won't be able to control the situation. The other young man said. At that moment, as Long Yutian and the other two were talking, Ling Luo sent out a cry for help. He ran towards Mo Qingyun and said, Boss, quickly save me. This woman has thorns. Everyone was speechless when they heard Ling Luo's words. Brother Long, you tricked me. I wouldn't dare to take this woman for free. I want a refund. After rushing out of the courtyard, Ling Luo looked at Long Yutian with resentment. He was extremely dissatisfied. "Shameless man, watch out for my sword," the girl in purple shouted when she heard Ling Luo's words. She slashed her sword at Ling Luo again, as if she wanted to kill Ling Luo. Long Yutian could no longer sit still when he saw the girl in purple's actions. He hurriedly said to the girl in purple, "Miss Ruoshui, this is a misunderstanding. Please have mercy and listen to my explanation." "Oomph, there are no good men," the girl in purple snorted when she saw Long Yutian. She glared at him and said, "Long Yutian, I didn't know you were this kind of person. I misjudged you. You'd better stay out of this." Long Yutian was embarrassed when he heard Ruoshui's words. He laughed embarrassedly. Long Yutian had no choice but to look at Mo Qingyun. In his opinion, it was better for Mo Qingyun to step in. He knew very well that even if he stepped in, he wouldn't be able to deal with the girl in purple. "Boss, save me. This girl is too cruel. She's going to tear me into pieces." At this moment, when Long Yutian looked at Mo Qingyun, Ling Luo cried out for help again. Ling Luo was in a sorry state. His clothes were torn to shreds by the sword Qi. Fire Dragon Seal. Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate when he saw this. He blocked the girl in purple's attack for Ling Luo. He knew that if this continued, Ling Luo might really be injured by the girl in purple. Of course, Mo Qingyun also knew that Ling Luo was in such a sorry state because he hadn't used his full strength yet. Otherwise, the situation wouldn't be like this. It was very likely that both sides would suffer losses. Qi. The blue sword Qi blasted onto the Fire Dragon battle seal and immediately turned into a mist that dissipated between heaven and earth. The girl in purple's face darkened when she saw that Mo Qingyun had blocked her attack. She looked at Mo Qingyun and said coldly, "Get out of my way. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. He's my brother. I can't let you touch him. I'm sorry." Mo Qingyun smiled bitterly when he saw the girl in purple's cold expression. He shrugged his shoulders in response. "Since you're birds of a feather, I'll kill you first." Chapter 199. Fire Dragon Seal. Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate when he saw Ruo Shui's sword slashing towards him. He raised his hand and summoned the Fire Dragon battle seal to block the attack. Qi, the icy blue sword light, slammed into the flaming shield and immediately turned into a cloud of mist, dissipating into the air. "Boss, you're too awesome!" Ling Luo exclaimed excitedly when he saw Mo Qingyun easily neutralize Ruo Shui's attack. It was as if he was the one who had neutralized Ruo Shui's attack. Brother Mo is still the best. Seeing Mo Qingyun's nonchalant actions, Long Yutian also had a look of admiration on his face as he sighed inwardly. He knew that he would not be able to neutralize Ruo Shui's attack as easily as Mo Qingyun did. Lady Ruo Shui's attack was neutralized so easily. This lad is not simple. He's only at level 1 true energy realm, but he can neutralize Ruo Shui's attack so easily. This ability is really surprising. This lad specializes in the power of fire and can restrain Sister Ruo Shui. Otherwise, he might not have been able to do so. The two young men at the side also revealed shocked expressions as they let out exclamations of admiration one after another. Ruo Shui was enraged when she saw that her technique was countered by Mo Qingyun. Of course, she was more shocked than anything else. She was at level 4 true energy realm, but she was actually suppressed by someone at level 1 true energy realm. Even if Mo Qingyun's fire-based martial technique could restrain her ice-based martial technique, it would not be easy for him to do so. After all, her cultivation was much higher than Mo Qingyun's. It was impossible to ignore such a huge difference in cultivation. If Ruo Shui had known that Mo Qingyun had released the fire intent into the Fire Dragon battle mark when he had made his move, she wouldn't have been surprised. Mo Qingyun looked apologetic when he saw that Ruo Shui did not continue to attack. He cupped his hands and said, "Miss, my little brother has offended you. I apologize on his behalf. I hope you can forgive him." Seeing Mo Qingyun's sincere apology, Ruo Shui's expression became a little better. She knew that with her martial skills being suppressed, even if she continued to fight, she wouldn't be able to gain the slightest advantage. From the looks of it, Mo Qingyun's current actions were sincere in apologizing to her. After thinking about this, Ruo Shui's expression turned for the better, but her tone was still cold as she said, "Doesn't he have a mouth? Does he need someone else to apologize for him? I don't have a mouth." When Ling Luo heard Ruo Shui's words, he immediately revealed a dumbstruck expression. Seeing Ling Luo's expression, Mo Qingyun glared at him and urged, "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and apologize to Miss Ruo Shui." Oh, hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ling Luo revealed an unwilling expression. He walked in front of Ruo Shui and apologized. "I offended you just now. I hope you can forgive me." Oomph. Seeing Ling Luo's insincere apology, Ruo Shui snorted coldly. She rolled her eyes at him and ignored him. Phew. Seeing that the misunderstanding had been resolved, Long Yutian let out a deep breath. His expression relaxed, and he gave Mo Qingyun a thumbs up. He really didn't expect that with Ruo Shui's personality, she would accept Mo Qingyun's apology so easily. At this moment, just as Mo Qingyun and the others were talking, 4 figures walked over. "Haha, it's so lively. Everyone is here." As the 4 figures walked closer, one of them laughed and greeted everyone. Seeing the 4 people in front of him, Long Yutian revealed a trace of doubt and asked, why don't I see Brother Lu?" Brother Lu? He went back to his room. Among the 4 who had just arrived, one of them smiled awkwardly and said, "Brother Long, you know his personality. He doesn't like crowded places." "That's true." After hearing this, Long Yutian laughed and said, "Everyone, let me introduce you." Then, Long Yutian introduced everyone to Mo Qingyun. After Long Yutian's introduction, Mo Qingyun knew that the 4 people in front of him looked similar. They were the 4 brothers with the surnames Zhua. They were Zhuamu, Zhualin, Zhuasan, and Zhuachai. However, when the remaining 2 were introduced, Long Yutian revealed a trace of doubt. He looked at Zhuamu and asked, "Brother Zhuamu, who are these 2? Seeing Long Yutian's puzzled expression, Zhuamu smiled faintly and introduced them. "These 2 are the brothers Ma Ju and Ma Hua." At this moment, when Zhuamu introduced Ma Ju and Ma Hua, Ma Ju revealed a fawning expression and asked Ruo Shui, "Miss Ruo Shui, did someone make you unhappy? Tell me who he is, and I'll teach him a lesson for you." "No need. I can handle my own matters." Hearing Ma Ju's words, Ruo Shui glanced at him with slight disgust and coldly replied. However, when Ruo Shui responded to Ma Ju, she glanced at Mo Qingyun. Seeing Ruo Shui's action, Ma Ju revealed an arrogant expression. He looked at Mo Qingyun and coldly said, "Boy, so it was you who made Miss Ruo Shui unhappy. I don't care how you made Miss Ruo Shui unhappy, but I order you to apologize to her immediately. Meddling in other people's business, whether or not my boss made her unhappy, is none of your business." Hearing Ma Ju's words, Ling Luo curled his lips and glanced at him disdainfully. Seeing Ling Luo's attitude, Ma Ju's face darkened and he coldly said, "Boy, do you know the consequences of your words?" Seeing Ma Ju's arrogant expression, Ling Luo looked at him provocatively and disdainfully replied, "I don't know what the consequences of my words will be. I only know that you're not qualified to trample on others to please a woman." Ling Luo continued, "Also, a sticky candy like you only makes others feel disgusted and disgusted. Why don't you take a piss and look at yourself in the mirror? Are you worthy of Miss Ruo Shui?" Hearing Ling Luo's words, Ruo Shui's expression changed slightly. She looked at Ling Luo with less hostility. From the looks of it, Ling Luo's words at this moment had spoken her thoughts. "Brother Long, isn't your friend's word a bit too much?" At that moment, after Ling Luo finished speaking, Zhuamu revealed a displeased expression and looked at Long Yutian with dissatisfaction. "Too much." Hearing Zhuamu's words, Mo Qingyun narrowed his eyes and looked coldly at Zhuamu. He said coldly, Ma Ju wanted to trample on me to please Miss Rua Shui. Why didn't you say that his actions were too much? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zhuamu's expression turned cold again. He looked at Long Yutian unhappily and said, "Brother Long, is this the friend you found?" When Long Yutian heard Zhuamu's words, he picked up the wine jug and took a sip. He smiled faintly and said, "Brother Zhuamu, this is between Brother Mo and Brother Ma Ju. I think that as bystanders, it's better for us not to interfere." After saying that, Long Yutian took the wine jug and walked to the side. He smiled faintly at Mo Qingyun and said, "Brother Mo, this matter has put me in a difficult position. I can't help you resolve it, so I hope you can understand." As he spoke, Long Yutian gave Mo Qingyun a look. His meaning couldn't be more obvious. He was telling Mo Qingyun not to hold back. "Okay." Seeing Long Yutian's action, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and nodded in response. Seeing Long Yutian's action, the four Zhou brothers didn't say anything and walked to the side with displeasure. Seeing this, Rua Shui looked at Mo Qingyun with a complicated expression and also walked to the side. At this moment, everyone cleared the area and let Mo Qingyun and the other three resolve their conflict. A LV1 True Energy Realm Brat and a LV3 True Energy Realm Brat dare to provoke us. I think you're tired of living. Seeing that everyone wanted the four of them to resolve their conflict, Ma Ju immediately revealed a sinister smile and spoke proudly. In his opinion, it would be too easy for him and his brother to deal with Mo Qingyun and Zhuahua, since they were both LV4 True Energy Realm cultivators. After hearing Ma Ju's words, Ma Hua also sneered proudly. He looked at Mo Qingyun and Zhuahua and said, "Brat, for Brother Zhuamu's sake, we don't want to make things too difficult for you. As long as you kowtow to me and beg for mercy, then break one of your arms and one of your legs, I'll spare your lives." Kowtow to you and beg for mercy? When Ling Luo heard Ma Hua's words, he curled his lips in disdain and replied, "It's not that I'm looking down on you. However, with your pathetic appearances, I can easily destroy you all with just one hand. Brat, you're courting death." When Ma Hua heard Ling Luo's words, he clenched his teeth in anger. He did not waste any more words and immediately attacked Ling Luo. Wild Horse Run Away, Ma Hua punched out with both his fists. The Yuan power on his fists surged out like water from a broken dam. It transformed into the shadow of several wild horses and trampled towards Ling Luo. Sword Burst Meteor. Seeing Ma Ju's attack, Ling Luo did not hesitate and immediately counterattacked. Ling Luo raised his hand, and a silver longsword appeared in his hand. He brandished the long sword continuously, emitting rays of dazzling light. After these rays of light bloomed, they transformed into rays of sword light and slashed at the shadow of the galloping horse at the speed of a meteor. Bang, bang, bang. When the sword shadow slashed at the galloping horse, it immediately emitted a series of explosions and destroyed the shadow of the galloping horse. Seeing the fierce battle between Ma Hua and Ling Luo, Ma Ju sneered and said, "Second brother, you're too impatient." After saying these words, Ma Ju looked arrogantly at Mo Qingyun and said coldly, "Brat, how do you want to die?" "How do I want to die?" Hearing Ma Ju's words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and replied, "You think too highly of yourself. If I want to deal with you, I don't even need to lift a finger. Don't even need to lift a finger." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the surrounding people, except for Long Yutian, were shocked. They were shocked by Mo Qingyun's arrogant words. Mo Qingyun's words were too arrogant. How could he defeat others without lifting a finger? Shameless boasting. Chapter 200. Silver Horse Trampling the Sky. As soon as Ma Ju finished speaking, he leaped up and raised his hand to punch Mo Qingyun. After Ma Ju leaped into the air, a terrifying origin energy erupted from his body and transformed into the shadow of a Pegasus. As he approached Mo Qingyun, his aura became more and more terrifying. He was like a wild horse that was difficult to tame. What a domineering martial skill. Ma Ju's strength is much stronger than we expected. With Ma Ju's current combat strength, even I would have to put in a lot of effort to deal with him. It seems that under Ma Ju's attack, the boy is doomed. I don't think so. This boy's strength is definitely not simple. He just neutralized Miss Ruo Shui's attack. What? This boy actually has such ability? Seeing Ma Ju's attack, Zhuamu and the others' expressions changed, and they each expressed their own thoughts. While Zhuamu and the others were whispering to each other, Long Yutian smiled faintly and leisurely drank his wine without saying a word. As for Ruo Shui, her expression was cold and indifferent. She stood silently to the side and watched Mo Qingyun's battle quietly. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly when he saw Ma Ju charging at him at extreme speed, and he counterattacked. Golden Jade Real Body. Mo Qingyun displayed the Golden Jade Real Body as soon as he attacked. Then his aura immediately surged, and a golden jade luster appeared on his skin. Gravity suppression. After displaying the Golden Jade Real Body, Mo Qingyun released the Earth Ultimacy. Then his aura surged again. Then, Mo Qingyun took a step forward with a shocking oppressive force toward Ma Ju, who was charging at him rapidly. As soon as the oppressive force appeared, it spread out like a light wave with a terrifying impact force. Under the impact of this aura, the ground around Mo Qingyun caved in from the pressure, and dust and sand flew into the air. Bang! At the same time, Ma Ju, who was charging towards Mo Qingyun at top speed, was also suppressed to the ground by this terrifying pressure. Puff! Under the terrifying pressure, Ma Ju immediately coughed up a mouthful of blood. Her face paled as she looked at Mo Qingyun in horror. The power of Upanishad. He had actually sensed a powerful intent from Mo Qingyun's body. Such a situation had truly exceeded his expectations. What caused him to be even more terrified was that he noticed that he was actually unable to even stand up under the suppression of this energy of profundity. If that was the case, how could he fight Mo Qingyun? When he thought of this, Ma Ju's expression turned bitter. He finally understood what Mo Qingyun meant. Under the suppression of Mo Qingyun's power Upanishad, he couldn't even stand up. If Mo Qingyun wanted to deal with him, why would he need to attack him? Profound of Earth. Sensing Mo Qingyun's power Upanishad, Zhuamu and the others' faces twitched and their eyes widened in shock. Mo Qingyun had actually comprehended the power of Upanishad. This situation had greatly exceeded their expectations. What shocked them even more was that Mo Qingyun's control of the power of Upanishad was not the type that had just been comprehended. Profound of Earth. This kid has actually mastered the power of Upanishad. How is this possible? Has this kid's cultivation reached the peak of the true energy realm? Did he deliberately suppress his cultivation and not break through to the Yuandan realm so that he could enter the battlefield of the true energy realm? For a moment, the expressions of Zhuamu and the others kept changing. They were so shocked that they started to speculate. In their opinion, since Mo Qingyun could comprehend the power of Upanishad, his true cultivation must have reached the peak of the true energy realm. This guy didn't use his full strength when he was fighting with me just now. Seeing Mo Qingyun display the power of Upanishad, Ruoshui was shocked and her heart could not calm down for a long time. Thinking back to the fight just now, she pouted and felt a little depressed. In the fight just now, Mo Qingyun had easily suppressed her without using his full strength. This result was a huge blow to her. From this, it could be seen that the difference in strength between her and Mo Qingyun was still very big. Compared to the shock of Zhuamu and the others, Long Yutian's expression was much calmer. After all, when Mo Qingyun and Lei Hong had fought before, he had already seen that Mo Qingyun had comprehended the power of profundity. Mo Qingyun did not pay attention to the reactions of the crowd and slowly walked towards Ma Ju. Bang, bang, bang. With every step Mo Qingyun took, Ma Ju felt the pressure on her body increase. Puff! Finally, Under this pressure, Ma Ju spat out another mouthful of blood and looked at Mo Qingyun in horror. Seeing Ma Ju's reaction, Mo Qingyun looked at him with disdain and mocked. Do you still think that I need to fight with you? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ma Ju was immediately speechless and did not know how to answer. Get lost. Seeing that Ma Ju was at a loss for words, Mo Qingyun did not want to waste time with him and directly kicked him, sending him flying. Puff! After being kicked by Mo Qingyun, Ma Ju spat out another mouthful of blood and her face became even paler. Half dead, she lay on the ground, motionless. Looking at Ma Ju lying on the ground like a dead dog, Mo Qingyun said disdainfully, Today, I will spare your life on account of Brother Long. After Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he walked towards Long Yutian and watched the fight between Ling Luo and Lei Hong. Thank you, Brother Mo. Seeing that Mo Qingyun was approaching, Long Yutian expressed his gratitude. He knew that Mo Qingyun did not kill Ma Ju because Ma Ju was found by Zhuomu and the others. If Mo Qingyun killed Ma Ju, he would be in a difficult position and would not be able to give Zhuomu and the others an explanation. Damn, boss is awesome. He finished the fight so quickly. When Ling Luo saw that the battle on Mo Qingyun's side had ended, he was shocked. He said in a low voice, It looks like I have to speed up as well. Then, Ling Luo did not hesitate and immediately attacked with all his strength. Spiritual sword martial soul, appear. Once Ling Luo finished speaking, he summoned his martial soul. The aura on his body immediately became sharp. At the same time, a silver sword shadow appeared above his body, emitting a sharp soul power. The spiritual sword martial soul was an ordinary level 12 martial soul. Ling Luo actually had a level 12 superior martial soul. After seeing this scene, everyone's expression changed, and they felt extremely shocked in their hearts. This guy also has a level 12 martial soul. Seeing Ling Luo's spiritual sword martial spirit, Ruo Shui's expression instantly changed. She started to ponder in her heart, this brat is very strong. Could it be that he was purposely going easy on me earlier? Sword manipulation. After calling out his martial soul, Ling Luo did not hesitate and immediately displayed his martial soul superpower. Once the martial soul superpower was displayed, 8 swords appeared in Ling Luo's hands, and he attacked Ma Hua aggressively. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Under Ling Luo's control, the 9 long swords emitted sounds of breaking through the air as they slashed toward Ma Hua at an extremely fast speed. They were as fast as lightning and extremely fierce. Under Ling Luo's aggressive attack, Ma Hua immediately fell into a passive position and was in danger. Puff, puff, puff. After a while, Ma Hua was caught off guard and was slashed by the long swords. Horrible wounds appeared on his body and blood flowed out. Seeing this, Ling Luo did not continue to attack. He looked at Ma Hua with disdain and said, You're too weak. I haven't even used my strength and you're already weak. You're really disappointing. After Ling Luo said those disdainful words, he no longer paid any attention to Ma Hua. He walked over to Mo Qingyun with a joyful expression. He smiled embarrassedly and said, Boss, my performance was not bad, right? Not bad. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and patted Ling Luo's shoulder in encouragement. What's going on? At this moment, when Ling Luo came to Mo Qingyun's side, a cold voice came from a small house. Chapter 201. Brother Lu, you're here. Long Yutian smiled faintly when he saw the young man in white approaching. He greeted him and explained, Just now, 2 of my friends had a small conflict with the Ma Ju brothers. Oh. The young man in white nodded at Long Yutian's words. He glanced at Mo Qingyun and Long Yutian, but didn't say anything. Brother Mo, Brother Ling, this is Lu Fangliang, Brother Lu. Long Yutian smiled faintly and introduced Mo Qingyun and the others. Brother Lu, this is Mo Qingyun. Then Mo Qingyun and Long Yutian cupped their hands and greeted Lu Fangliang. At this moment, Zhumu looked displeased and couldn't help but say, "Brother Lu, these two are rude and unreasonable. They injured the Ma Ju brothers over a small matter. Please be the judge of this matter." "That's right," Zhuo San added. "The Ma Ju brothers were here to replace the other two candidates. Now that they've injured them, wouldn't our journey be delayed?" "Bah, nonsense. They were the ones who caused trouble for us in order to please Miss Ruoshui." Hearing Zhuomu's words, Ling Luo immediately became angry and defended himself. "Kid, you're courting death." Hearing Ling Luo's words, Zhuomu's face darkened. He glared at Ling Luo coldly and was about to attack. "Zhuomu, wait." Seeing Zhuomu's actions, Lu Fangliang shouted coldly and stopped Zhuomu. He looked at Long Yutian and asked, "Brother Long, what's going on?" From the looks of it, Lu Fangliang seemed to believe Long Yutian's words more. "It's like this." Seeing that Lu Fangliang was looking at him, Long Yutian began to tell him everything that had happened. "Brother Zhuomu, this is their private matter. Let's not interfere." After listening to Long Yutian's explanation, Lu Fangliang said coldly, "As for the remaining two candidates, how about we let them replace us?" When Lu Fangliang said this, he pointed at Mo Qingyun and Ma Ju, implying that Mo Qingyun and Ma Ju should replace Ma Ju and Ma Ju. Upon hearing Lu Fangliang's words, Long Yutian immediately smiled and said, "Brother Lu, I actually invited Brother Mo and the others here because of the remaining two candidates." As soon as Long Yutian said that, everyone's expression changed. They were a little surprised. "Brother Lu, you mustn't. We still need to discuss the characters of these two. You mustn't let them join." Upon hearing Lu Fangliang's decision, Zhuosen's expression immediately changed, and he retorted, "I think the two of them will be better than Ma Ju and his brother." Just as Zhuosen's words fell, Ruo Shui suddenly opened her mouth and expressed her opinion. Upon hearing Ruo Shui's words, everyone's expression changed. They were a little surprised by Ruo Shui's decision. Logically speaking, Ling Luo had angered Ruo Shui just now. She should have objected with all her might. Seeing Ruo Shui's action, Ling Luo's eyes immediately lit up. He flattered, "Miss Ruo Shui, you're really beautiful and intelligent. Stop flattering me. I just want to have a strong helper after entering the Nine Temples' secret treasury." Ruo Shui rolled her eyes at Ling Luo's words and said coldly, "Also, don't overthink it. The strong helper I'm talking about is not you." When Ruo Shui said this, she unconsciously glanced at Mo Qingyun, her gaze at a strange color. Upon receiving Ruo Shui's roll of eyes, Ling Luo's expression immediately became awkward. He had brought a snub upon himself. "I also think it's better to let Brother Mo and his brother join than Ma Ju and his brother." At this time, Long Yutian chuckled and expressed his opinion. "Since everyone thinks that the two of them are more suitable, then let them replace Ma Ju and his brother." At this time, Zhuomu's eyes flashed with a trace of craftiness. A cold smile appeared at the corner of his mouth as he voiced his opinion. "Big brother, why are you?" Upon hearing Zhuomu's words, Zhuosan and the others were surprised. They did not understand why Zhuomu would do this. Logically speaking, he was the one who invited Ma Ju and his brother, so he should firmly object. At this moment, Zhuomu's abnormal behavior puzzled Zhuolin and the other two. "Second brother, third brother, fourth brother, Brother Lu is our captain. Since he has spoken, let's listen to him." Zhuomu smiled faintly at Zhuolin and the others. Then, Zhuomu glanced coldly at Mo Qingyun and ordered Zhuolin, "Help Ma Ju and his brother up. Let's go back to house." "Yes, big brother." Hearing Zhuomu's words, Zhuolin and the others showed unwillingness. They helped Ma Ju and his brother back to the house. Mo Qingyun frowned slightly when he saw that Zhuomu had suddenly compromised. He secretly pondered in his heart. He thought that Zhuomu's behavior was too abnormal, but he did not care too much. In front of him, Zhuomu and the others could not play any tricks. "Brother Long, arrange a place for Brother Mo and Brother Ling to stay." Seeing Zhuomu and the others leave, Lu Fangliang said to Long Yutian and returned to his room alone. Seeing Lu Fangliang leave, Ruoshui glanced at Mo Qingyun and also left without saying anything. Brother Mo, Brother Ling, Brother Lu, and Miss Ruoshui are cold on the outside but warm on the inside. You don't have to worry about it. You will get used to it after a long time. Long Yuqian laughed and made a gesture of invitation, saying, "Let's go. I will take you to your residence." Okay. Hearing this, Mo Qingyun nodded and followed Long Yutian to their residence. Inside Zhuamu's room. "Brother Ma Ju, Brother Ma Hua, I have wronged you this time. I'm really sorry." After returning to his room, Zhuamu had an apologetic expression as he apologized to Ma Ju. Then he took out a universe bag and said, "There are 100,000 spirit essence stones inside. Consider it compensation for the two of you. I hope you two can accept it." Brother Zhuamu is too serious. Since that is the case, we will not be polite. Seeing Zhuamu's action, Ma Ju first greeted him politely and then took the universe bag from Zhuamu. Seeing Ma Ju accept the universe bag, Zhuamu smiled faintly and said, "The two of you, your injuries are not light. You should go back and treat your injuries first. In that case, the two of us will take our leave first." Hearing Zhuamu's words, Ma Ju and Ma Hua nodded and left Zhuamu's room. Seeing Ma Ju and Ma Hua leave the room, Zhuolin and the others were unhappy and gloomy as they looked at Ma Ju and Ma Hua's backs. "Big brother, these two guys didn't do anything. Giving them 100,000 elemental spirit stones is too easy for them. In my opinion, we should take advantage of their serious injuries and kill them directly. We can even get a small return. Big brother, why did you agree to let those two boys join us? Yeah, those two boys are obviously on the same side as Long Yutian. If they join us, it will be very troublesome for us." After Ma Ju and Ma Hua left the room, Zhuolin and the others voiced their dissatisfaction. Hearing everyone's thoughts, Zhuamu smiled faintly and spread his hands, indicating Zhuolin and the others to stop. Seeing that Zhuolin and the others had stopped talking, Zhuamu said, "Don't pay attention to Ma Ju and Ma Hua. They're just small fries. We can't let them ruin the big picture." Hearing Zhuamu's words, Zhuolin and the others' expressions changed slightly, and they nodded one after another. At this time, Zhuamu showed a mysterious smile and looked at Zhuolin and said, "Second brother, do you find that Mo Qingyun looks familiar?" "Familiar?" Hearing Zhuamu's words, Zhuolin pondered and recalled Mo Qingyun's appearance in his mind. After a while, Zhuolin's eyes immediately lit up and he was shocked. He said in surprise, "Big brother, you mean? Mo Qingyun is the person on the notice in Jiufeng City?" "That's right." Seeing that Zhuolin remembered, Zhuamu sneered and said, "If my guess is correct, this boy should be that person." "Big brother, second brother, what are you talking about? Why can't we understand it all?" Hearing Zhuolin and Zhuamu's conversation, Zhuosun and Zhuolin were puzzled and puzzled. Hearing Zhuosun's question, Zhuolin sneered and said in an excited tone, "Third brother, fourth brother, not long ago when Big Brother and I went to Jiufeng City to ask Ma Ju and Ma Hua for help, we saw a notice posted in Jiufeng City saying that a boy had obtained an ancient treasure. Moreover, the ancient treasure that was talked about a few days ago was also obtained by him. This person is Mo Qingyun." "What? It's actually that boy." Hearing Zhuolin's words, Zhuosun and Zhuolin were shocked and understood Zhuamu's plan. Subsequently, Zhuosun and Zhuolin were overjoyed and excitedly said, "Could it be that Big Brother wants these two boys to join us so that we can catch them all in one fell swoop?" Not only do we want to obtain the 9 temples treasure, we also want to obtain the ancient treasure. That's right. Seeing that Zhuosun and the rest understood his plan, Zhuamu sneered proudly and said in a deep voice, "As long as we obtain the 9 temples treasure and the ancient treasure that Mo Qingyun possesses, the 4 of us brothers will concentrate on our cultivation. When the 4 of us come out of seclusion, it will be the time for us to dominate the great Yin Empire." Big brother's wise. Hearing Zhuamu's words, Zhuolin and the rest became excited and longing appeared on their faces. Chapter 202. In a small house. Lei Hong's silver drum is not bad. I can blood bond with it for future use. Mo Qingyun sat with his legs crossed. He took out Lei Hong's chinquin bag and was about to take out the silver drum. Pung, pung, pung. When Mo Qingyun took out Lei Hong's chinquin bag and opened it, he suddenly felt his eyes twitching rapidly. There seemed to be something in the chinquin bag that resonated with his eyes. What's going on? Feeling his eyes twitching, Mo Qingyun's expression changed, and he was shocked. Then he sensed Lei Hong's chinquin bag and wanted to find a thing that caused his eyes to twitch. After a while, a black thing that looked like a long whip caught his attention. This is the thing that resonated with my eyes. Taking out the thing that looked like a long whip, Mo Qingyun frowned and looked at it carefully. This seems to be an eyelash. After inspecting it, Mo Qingyun realized what it was. He couldn't help but be shocked. I've refined the bloodline of the eye demon, causing my eyes to mutate. Since this item can trigger my eyes, does it have something to do with the eye demon? After discovering it, Mo Qingyun looked at the black eyelash carefully again. He wanted to find out the secret behind it. There seems to be a powerful force in the black eyelash. After sensing it with his soul power, Mo Qingyun was shocked again. He was shocked by the result. Boom! At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was shocked, a terrifying soul power blasted into his mind. Soul Heaven Seal. After he noticed this, Mo Qingyun didn't dare hesitate at all. He immediately withdrew 27 soul battle seals and formed a soul wall to resist the soul energy that was corroding towards him. Boom, boom, boom. As soon as the soul wall was formed, the terrifying invading soul power fiercely collided with it. That kind of feeling was like the surging waves of the sea crashing against the riverbank. The Gate of Seals seal. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun didn't dare to hesitate at all. He immediately used his martial soul superpower to seal the soul power that was invading his body. Under the seal of the Gate of Seals, the invading soul force finally stabilized a lot and was no longer extremely violent. Ooh! Seeing that the invading soul force had been sealed, Mo Qingyun let out a deep breath. His heart relaxed as he thought to himself, that was close. What a terrifying soul attack. Just the soul power contained in a single eyelash was already so powerful. Just what kind of existence was this person? Could it be the sovereign? At this moment, Mo Qingyun's heart was filled with doubt. He believed that even if he was at his peak, he would not be able to reach this level. In that case, only an even more powerful entity, the Sovereign Lord, could reach such a level. After a brief moment of shock, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and began to refine the soul energy that had invaded his mind. Mo Qingyun spent the rest of the time refining the soul. After a few hours, Mo Qingyun slowly opened his eyes. His face was filled with joy. The peak of the initial stage of the spirit origin realm. After refining the invading soul force, Mo Qingyun's soul cultivation had improved by leaps and bounds. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and began to refine the black eyelash. As Mo Qingyun refined the black eyelash, he immediately felt a powerful force enter his body. As this powerful force entered his body, Mo Qingyun immediately felt that the power of his eye was rapidly growing stronger. This black eyelash is indeed related to the eye demon. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun's heart trembled. He now had an answer to his previous conjecture. Immediately, Mo Qingyun worked even harder to refine the black eyelash. After an unknown amount of time, the black eyelash was finally successfully refined by Mo Qingyun and strengthened the power of his eye. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun opened his eyes flashed with a purple light and his gaze became sharper. Not only that, after refining the black eyelash, Mo Qingyun clearly felt that the suppression of the Pill Palace by the 100 Countries battlefield had significantly weakened. The suppression of the Pill Palace by the battlefield has weakened again. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun's expression changed, and he tried to use the power of the Pill Palace. After a series of attempts, Mo Qingyun was slightly disappointed and said, although I can use some of it, it's only at the true Qi realm. It seems like I have to speed up the killing of the eye demon and refine the bloodline of the eye demon. However, if I hunt the eye demon alone, I'm afraid the efficiency will be lower. Thinking about searching for the eye demon alone in the huge 100 countries battlefield, Missouri Qingyun felt that it was unrealistic. Immediately, he began to think about how to deal with it. After a while, Mo Qingyun's eyes suddenly lit up and he thought to himself, perhaps I can build a force and get them to help me find the eye demon's traces. Once this idea came to his mind, it took root in Mo Qingyun's heart, and he felt that this was a feasible idea. Then, Mo Qingyun continued to check Lei Hong's Qianquan bag to see if there was anything valuable inside. These are battlefield origin crystals. After a series of checks, some purplish-black crystals in the Qianquan bag attracted his attention. Battlefield origin crystals were formed by the battlefield origin energy in the 100 countries battlefield. They could be absorbed by warriors to increase their battlefield origin energy. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately started to refine the battlefield origin crystals. Then, the battlefield origin energy in the battlefield origin crystals were forcefully extracted by Mo Qingyun and refined bit by bit to increase his battlefield origin energy. Time passed quickly as Mo Qingyun cultivated. After an unknown period of time, Mo Qingyun's aura suddenly increased and reached the second level of the true energy realm. My battlefield origin energy realm has broken through to the second level of the true energy realm. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun's face lit up with joy, and he continued to cultivate to stabilize his cultivation. Boss, Brother Long asked me to look for you. He said that he has something to discuss with you. After Mo Qingyun cultivated for a while, Ling Luo's voice came from outside the house. Okay. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Mo Qingyun stopped cultivating and walked out of the house. After a while, Mo Qingyun came to Lu Fangliang and the others and found a place to sit down. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had arrived, Lu Fangliang began to explain. After listening to Lu Fangliang's explanation, Mo Qingyun finally understood why Long Yutian had sought them out. It turned out that Lu Fangliang and the others had discovered a secret treasure. However, this secret treasure was a little special and required 9 people to open it. That was why Long Yutian and the others wanted to find 2 more people to make up the 9 people. After 2 hours, after discussing some things to take note of, they got up and headed for the secret treasure of the 9 temples. After Mo Qingyun and the others left, Ma Ju and Ma Hua saw that their injuries were more or less healed, and also left the small courtyard to return to Jiufeng City. Big brother, are we really going to let it go like this? On the way back to Jiufeng City, Ma Hua asked Ma Ju with an unwilling expression. Of course we won't let it go like this. Hearing Ma Hua's words, Ma Ju's face darkened. They want to leave us 2 brothers behind? No way. I'm going to reveal the secret treasure of the 9 temples and make them suffer. But we don't know the location of the secret treasure of the 9 temples. Ma Hua said somewhat awkwardly. Besides, we took Zhuamu's 100,000 origin spirit stones. Isn't this a little inappropriate? So what if we don't know? Ma Ju curled his lips and said through gritted teeth, there are no walls in this world that don't have a crack. As long as we release the news, someone will definitely be able to find the location of the secret treasure of the 9 temples. At that time, under the watchful eyes of everyone, they will all die. Hearing Ma Ju's words, Ma Hua sneered and uttered words of admiration. Within Jiufeng City, Lei Hong and the others were all killed. Within the Jiufeng City's city lord's mansion, a youth wearing a golden crown heard the report from his subordinates. His face darkened and he gnashed his teeth. Immediately investigate. No matter who it is, I will make them pay a painful price for daring to kill my Thunder Kingdom's people. Brother Lei Hao, don't be angry. Seeing the anger on the golden-crowned youth's face, a blue-clothed youth beside him smiled faintly. In a moment, I will have my Eagle Kingdom's people help you find the culprit. However, the most important thing right now is to find the person who obtained the ancient treasure. Haha, Brother Ingxing's words are reasonable. Hearing the blue-clothed youth's words, Lei Hao's expression turned for the better. He smiled faintly at Ing Xing. With Brother Ing Xing and the Eagle Kingdom's help, the culprit will definitely not be able to escape. City Lord, two people just came to report that they know the secret of a treasure and intend to present it to the City Lord. At this time, while Lei Hao and Ing Xing were talking, a guard walked up and reported to Lei Hong. Oh! Hearing the guard's words, Lei Hao's expression changed to one of pleasant surprise. He urged, "Hurry and bring them up." Not long after, the two people were brought up. If Mo Qingyun and the others were here, they would definitely recognize these two people. They were Ma Ju and his brother. Chapter 203. On the way to the Nine Temples' secret treasure on the demonic beast carriage. Brother Liang, what kind of treasures are in the Nine Temples' secret treasure? Ling Luo asked Lu Fangliang curiously. The Nine Temples' secret treasure is the cultivation cave of the Old Man of the Nine Temples. It contains the lifetime collection of the Old Man of the Nine Temples, as well as his famous treasure, the Nine Temples Array Disc. Lu Fangliang's expression was cold as he slowly explained to Ling Luo. The Nine Temples Array Disc. Hearing Lu Fangliang's words, Ling Luo and Mo Qingyun's expressions changed slightly. They guessed that the Old Man of the Nine Temples must be a formation grandmaster. The collection of a formation grandmaster must be very shocking. After that, Ling Luo continued to ask about the Nine Temples' secret treasure. While Ling Luo were talking, a pungent fragrance suddenly wafted into Mo Qingyun's nose. Smelling this fragrance, Mo Qingyun's brows furrowed. He was secretly shocked. This fragrance is enchanting shadow fragrance. It's the bane of super martial artists. Why would someone carry it on their body and purposely release the fragrance? After this discovery, Mo Qingyun immediately felt that his scarlet flame dragon martial soul was intoxicated, as if it was about to fall into a deep sleep. At this moment, when the enchanting shadow fragrance neared the light gate martial soul, it immediately released a wave of soul power. Under this wave of soul power, the enchanting shadow fragrance nearing the light gate martial soul immediately dissipated without a trace. Not only that, under the effect of this wave of soul power, even the enchanting shadow fragrance that was corroding the scarlet flame dragon martial soul was completely dispersed. After that, the light gate martial soul released another wave of soul power to support Mo Qingyun's body, resisting the enchanting shadow fragrance's corrosion. The light gate martial soul can actually resist the enchanting shadow fragrance's poison. With this discovery, Mo Qingyun's heart was slightly startled, and a sense of pleasant surprise rose in his heart. Seeing that the light gate martial soul had expelled the enchanting shadow fragrance, Mo Qingyun turned his head to look at Lu Fangliang and the others. With one glance, Mo Qingyun saw that Ruoxue, Lu Fangliang, Long Yutian, and Ling Luo's brows were tightly furrowed. It seemed that their martial souls had also been affected by the enchanting shadow fragrance's corrosion. Not only that, it was not as if they were not affected at all. Luo. Not only that, if one were to observe carefully, they would be able to see that the corners of the Zhuamu brothers' mouths were curled up in a sinister smile. After taking in everyone's expressions, Mo Qingyun quickly understood. He thought to himself, it must be the four of them. I didn't expect them to be able to neutralize the enchanting shadow fragrance. It seems like they've been planning this for a long time. Although he knew the Zhua family's evil intentions, Mo Qingyun did not immediately expose them. Mo Qingyun thought to himself, when we enter the Nine Temples' secret treasure later, we still need the Zhua family's help. Now is not the time to deal with them. However, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate. He immediately took out the Scarlet Flame Cauldron and prepared to refine elixirs to detoxify Ling Luo and the others. Seeing Mo Qingyun take out the Scarlet Flame Cauldron, Long Yutian asked curiously, Brother Mo, what are you doing? Hearing Long Yuqian's question, Mo Qingyun laughed and replied, I have nothing to do, so I'm refining elixirs to kill time. I didn't expect Brother Mo to have such a hobby. Hearing Mo Qingyun's answer, Long Yuqian smiled faintly and replied. However, from his expression, it was clear that he did not think that Mo Qingyun's alchemy skills were high. Not only Long Yuqian, but Ling Luo and the others also had the same expression. Mo Qingyun did not pay attention to everyone's reaction. He raised his hand and began to refine the elixirs. As Mo Qingyun began to refine the elixirs, a faint elixir fragrance wafted out from the cauldron. Smelling the elixir fragrance, Ling Luo and the others' expressions changed, and they became more energetic. Seeing the expressions of Lu Fangliang and the others, Zhuamu and the others' expressions changed, and their faces turned ugly. Immediately, Zuasan showed dissatisfaction and said, Boy, what kind of lousy elixir are you refining? It smells so bad. Do you want to kill everyone? Hearing Zuasan's words, Ling Luo immediately became unhappy and replied, Bah, no matter how bad the elixir refined by my boss smells, it's still better than your lousy scented sachets. You're all men with scented sachets. You're so weird and sissy. That's enough. Stop arguing. Seeing Ling Luo and Zuisan fighting, Lu Fangliang's expression was indifferent. He stopped their actions and said, Everyone, get ready. We're about to reach the 9 Temples' secret treasure. Hearing Lu Fangliang's words, Ling Luo and Zuisan snorted and stopped arguing. It's done. At this time, Mo Qingyun opened the cauldron with a faint smile and took out 5 green elixirs. He put them into a jade bottle and said, The time is just right. Then, Mo Qingyun put the scarlet flame cauldron into his cosmos bag. At this time, the demonic beast carriage arrived at a mountain range. This was the location of the 9 Temples' secret treasure. Seeing their destination, Lu Fangliang got off the demonic beast carriage and led the way. Seeing Lu Fangliang's actions, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately followed. After a while, Mo Qingyun and the others came to the outside of an immortal's cave. Outside the immortal's cave, there were 9 stone pillars. Each pillar was engraved with strange runes. In the middle of the runes was a groove, which seemed to be a place to put a key. Brother Mo, Ling Luo, this is the key to the secret treasure. While Mo Qingyun was looking at the stone pillars, Lu Fangliang took out a key in the shape of an astrolabe and handed it to him. Later, insert the key into the groove. Then, infuse your elemental energy into the key and you'll be able to open the 9 Temples' secret treasure. After hearing Lu Fangliang's explanation, everyone stood in their respective positions and began to open the 9 Temples' secret treasure. Boom, boom, boom. As Mo Qingyun and the others inserted the key into the groove and infused their elemental energy into it, the stone door of the Immortal's cave slowly opened. Let's go in. Seeing this, Lu Fangliang said lightly and walked into the Immortal's cave. Then, Mo Qingyun and the others followed closely and entered the Immortal's cave one after the other. Boom! After Mo Qingyun and the others entered the Immortal's cave, the stone door of the Immortal's cave automatically closed again. At the same time, Mo Qingyun felt his vision blur as he entered a black bamboo forest. Swish, swish, swish. Once they entered the black bamboo forest, Mo Qingyun discovered that the black bamboos around them were moving rapidly, leaving behind afterimages. As the bamboos moved, they waved their branches wildly and whipped towards Mo Qingyun. What shocked Lu Fangliang and the others was that every time these bamboo branches whipped, it was comparable to the full force attack of a mid-level true energy realm martial artist. After this discovery, everyone's expression changed and became serious. Everyone, be careful. These bamboos are very strong. Let's kill them. Seeing this, Lu Fangliang reminded everyone with a serious expression. Then, Lu Fangliang took out his crescent moon saber and slashed at the attacking bamboo branches. Clang! What shocked Lu Fangliang was that under his saber, the bamboo branches were not damaged at all. There was not even a scratch. How can this be? Seeing this result, Lu Fangliang and the others' expressions changed and revealed a look of shock. The hardness of these bamboos far exceeded their expectations. Pucci. At this moment, Ling Luo was hit by a bamboo branch in a moment of carelessness. A hideous wound appeared on his body and blood flowed freely. Seeing Ling Luo injured, Mo Qingyan frowned and sized up these black bamboos. This is the mysterious gold demonic bamboo. No wonder it's so tough. After sizing it up, Mo Qingyan recognized the origin of these bamboos and immediately revealed a look of surprise. Although the mysterious gold demonic bamboo was somewhat difficult to deal with, it was an extremely rare material for refining arrays. At the same time, Mo Qingyan also found a way to deal with these bamboos. Although the mysterious gold demonic bamboo was extremely tough, their souls were very fragile. As long as their souls were destroyed, they could be killed. Soul Heaven Seal. Then, Mo Qingyan did not hesitate and raised his hand to release the Soul Battle Seal and attack the root of the mysterious gold demonic bamboo. After being hit by Mo Qingyan's Soul Battle Seal, the bamboo immediately let out a scream and fell to the ground, no longer moving. Brother Mo. Seeing this scene, everyone's expression changed. They were shocked by Mo Qingyan's actions. The black bamboos that they were afraid of were easily killed by Mo Qingyan's attack. Follow me. I'll lead you out of the bamboo forest. Mo Qingyan said in a deep voice. He raised his hand to release the Soul Battle Seal and attack the mysterious gold demonic bamboo that was attacking them. Under Mo Qingyan's continuous attacks, many mysterious gold demonic bamboo were killed. Towards the end, the mysterious gold demonic bamboo retreated and did not dare to come close. Swoosh! Swoosh! In a short while, the surrounding mysterious gold demonic bamboo had all disappeared without a trace. That was close. Fortunately, Brother Mo came with us this time. Otherwise, we would have been finished. Looking at the mysterious gold demonic bamboo that was retreating rapidly, Long Yutian's expression relaxed. He revealed a bright smile and expressed his gratitude to Mo Qingyan. While Long Yutian was expressing his gratitude, Lu Fangliang and the others were also expressing their gratitude to Mo Qingyan. Of course, the four brothers of the Zhou clan were not among them. At this moment, their expressions were flickering as if they were thinking about something. Chapter 204. As soon as Mo Qingyan finished speaking, he walked forward and put the dark gold fiendish bamboos into his chinkoan bag. Seeing Mo Qingyan walking forward, no one hesitated and hurriedly followed behind Mo Qingyan. After a while, they passed through the bamboo forest and came to a dark cave. As they went deeper into the cave, they found that there were pieces of dark purple crystals all around the cave. These purplish-black crystals were all battlefield origin crystals. Battlefield origin crystals. Seeing the tens of thousands of battlefield origin crystals, everyone's expression changed, and they were pleasantly surprised. With these battlefield origin crystals, everyone's cultivation would be greatly improved if they refined all of them. Immediately, Zhuchai revealed a greedy look and walked forward excitedly. He put the battlefield origin crystals into his chinkoan bag. While Zhuchai was putting away the battlefield origin crystals, Zhumu and the others hurriedly went forward and put away the battlefield origin crystals. Let's do it too. Seeing the actions of the four Zhou brothers, Mo Qingyan no longer hesitated. He said to Ling Luo and the others and walked forward. Puff, 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 puff. At this moment, while Mo Qingyan was putting away the battlefield origin crystals, the sound of flapping wings came from the inside of the cave. After a while, huge bats with blood-red eyes and pitch-black bodies attacked the group rapidly. Buzz, as these bats approached, a sound wave that caused everyone to feel dizzy blasted into their minds. These are blood-striped, soul-sucking bats. Seeing these bats, Mo Qingyan's expression changed immediately. He said to everyone, Be careful of those blood-striped, soul-sucking bats. Don't let them come near you. After Mo Qingyun reminded everyone, Mo Qingyun took out Lei Hong's silver drum without hesitation and raised his hand to beat it. Dong dong. The sound of the silver drum immediately dispersed the sound wave of the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats. Without the influence of the sound wave, Lu Fangliang and the others immediately became clear-headed. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun moved and rushed toward Lu Fangliang and the others. He said, "Don't fight with these blood-striped, soul-sucking bats. Retreat out of the cave first." Fire Dragon Seal. After reminding everyone, Mo Qingyun immediately used the Fire Dragon Seal to attack the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats. However, there were too many blood-striped, soul-sucking bats. Even if Mo Qingyun used all his strength, he could not block their attacks. After a short while, Ling Luo and the others were surrounded by the blood-striped, soul-absorbing bats and were attacked from all directions. When Ling Luo and the others saw the blood-striped, soul-assimilating bats approaching, they didn't dare to hesitate. They immediately summoned their martial souls and killed the blood-striped, soul-assimilating bats that were attacking them. However, when they tried to summon their martial souls, they suddenly realized that their martial souls didn't respond at all. It was as if they had fallen into a deep sleep. What's going on? Why can't we summon our martial souls? Seeing that they could not summon their martial souls, Lu Fangliang and the others were shocked and panicked. Since they could not summon their martial souls, their combat strength would be greatly reduced. They would be very passive in the face of the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats' attacks. Lu Fangliang and the others panicked because they could not summon their martial souls. Their strength was affected again. Lu Fangliang and the others were injured one after another. The blood-striped, soul-sucking bats scratched their bodies until they had hideous wounds. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun frowned and said anxiously, "Oh no, I forgot to give the soul-awakening elixir to Ling Luo and the others." Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate any longer and immediately summoned his martial soul. Scarlet Flame Dragon, appear. Then, a huge scarlet dragon shadow appeared above Mo Qingyun and released a shocking dragon aura. Under the dragon aura, the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats were frightened. Their bodies trembled and their attacks weakened. Seeing that the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats' attacks had weakened, Lu Fangliang and the others were relieved. They could take the opportunity to catch their breath. At the same time, they also saw the Scarlet Flame Dragon Martial Soul above Mo Qingyun. Sky Dragon Martial Soul. Mo Qingyun's Martial Soul was the primordial Sky Dragon Martial Soul. After seeing this scene, other than Long Yutian and Ling Luo, the rest of the people's expressions changed. They were all shocked. They did not expect Mo Qingyun to have a superior martial soul. Moreover, it was the Sky Dragon Martial Soul, which was of a higher level than theirs. As for Zhuomu and the others, they were even more shocked when they saw that Mo Qingyun could summon his martial soul. They could not understand. Mo Qingyun's martial soul was a superior martial soul, and he had absorbed the enchanting poisonous fragrance. How could he summon his martial soul? This was something that they could not understand. Let's not summon our martial souls. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had summoned his martial soul, Zhuomu rolled his eyes and instructed Zuolin and the others. Although Zuolin and the others were confused, they still nodded and obeyed Zhuomu's instructions. Blood Qi Rampage. At this moment, while Lu Fangliang and the others were shocked, Mo Qingyun displayed his martial soul superpower. Not long after, the aura on his body rose rapidly. In the blink of an eye, he had reached the 4th level of the True Energy Realm. LV4, True Energy Realm. Lu Fangliang and the others' expressions changed again when they felt the aura fluctuations coming from Mo Qingyun's body. They revealed looks of surprise. This was especially true for Ruo Shui, who had fought with Mo Qingyun before. When she sensed Mo Qingyun's aura, her expression immediately changed as she exclaimed, "4th level of the True Energy Realm. His cultivation is actually at the 4th level of the True Energy Realm." She clearly remembered that when she had fought with Mo Qingyun, he was only at LV1 true energy realm. Mo Qingyun was able to easily suppress her with his cultivation at the first level of the true energy realm. If Mo Qingyun exerted his cultivation at the fourth level of the true energy realm, wouldn't she be powerless to resist? When she thought of this, Ruo Shui immediately felt distressed. She had suffered a blow. Fire Dragon Seal. After displaying his martial soul superpower, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately took out 49 Fire Dragon Seals. With the increase in his cultivation, the power of the Fire Dragon Seal immediately multiplied. Once the Fire Dragon Seal was released, it immediately turned into a huge flaming shield to block the crazy blood-striped soul-sucking bats. At this moment, the blood-striped soul-sucking bats' attacks weakened under the protection of the flaming shield, giving Mo Qingyun and the others a chance to retreat. Get out of the cave quickly. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun immediately reminded the others and led them out of the cave quickly. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Seeing Mo Qingyun and the others retreat, the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats pounced ferociously on the flaming shield again, as if they were going to tear it apart. Gravity suppression. Golden Jade, real body. Seeing the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats charging at him, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately released his ultimacy power in Golden Jade real body. Under the huge gravity suppression, the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats slowed down immediately, and Mo Qingyun and the others took the opportunity to quickly retreat out of the cave. After a while, Mo Qingyun and the others retreated out of the cave safely. Phew, that was close. After leaving the cave, Long Yuqian and the others took a deep breath, still feeling a lingering fear. This time, it's all thanks to Brother Mo, otherwise I'm afraid we would have died. After calming himself down, Long Yuqian smiled faintly and thanked Mo Qingyun again. Thank you. After Long Yuqian, Lu Fengliang and Ruo Shui also thanked Mo Qingyun. However, while Long Yuqian and the others were thanking him, Zhuangmu's face darkened. He snorted and said, "Humph. Mo Qingyun, you'd better give us an explanation. Why can't we summon our martial souls, but you can?" Hearing Zhuangmu's words, Long Yuqian and the others' expressions changed, and they began to ponder. After Zhuangmu said this, everyone suddenly realized that the situation just now seemed to be as Zhuangmu said. Just now, the 8 of them could not summon their martial souls, and only Mo Qingyun could. This situation was really abnormal, and everyone had to think about it carefully. What do you mean? Do you think that my boss is trying to harm you? Hearing Zhuangmu's words, Ling Luo immediately became angry and replied, "Moreover, if my boss wanted to harm you, he could have just ignored you and let you be besieged by the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats. We're just talking casually. Why are you so nervous? Could it be that you're feeling guilty?" After hearing Ling Luo's explanation, Zhuangmu sneered and said disdainfully, "Humph. How do we know that he's not playing hard to get? He wants to confuse us and make us lower our guard. When the time comes, he'll give us a fatal blow." Seeing Zhuangmu and the others' actions, Mo Qingyun immediately thought of this phrase. Soon after, a faint smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. He looked at Ling Luo and the others and asked, "Do you think so too?" Although Mo Qingyun knew Zhuangmu and the others' intentions, he did not intend to expose them immediately. Instead, he wanted to test Lu Fengliang and the others. At this moment, Mo Qingyun was grateful to Zhuangmu and the others for giving him a chance to consider Ling Luo and the others. "Boss, I believe that you won't do that." Hearing Mo Qingyun's question, Ling Luo said without hesitation, expressing his trust in Mo Qingyun. "Haha, I also don't believe that Brother Mo will do that." After Ling Luo, Long Yuqian smiled faintly, expressing his trust in Mo Qingyun. He had seen a friendship between Mo Qingyun and Ling Luo. They had gone through life and death together. This kind of person would not do such a despicable thing. Seeing Ling Luo and Long Yuqian's expressions, Lu Fengliang and Ruo Shui hesitated for a moment, then said, We also think that Brother Mo will not do that. In their opinion, with Mo Qingyun's strength, if he wanted to deal with them, he would not have to go through so much trouble. Also, if Mo Qingyun really wanted to deal with them, he would not have saved them in the demonic bamboo forest and the cave. Seeing everyone's attitude, a bright smile appeared on Mo Qingyun's face. He said with satisfaction, "You will not regret this decision." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Long Yutian and the others were stunned. They did not understand Mo Qingyun's words. "Brother Mo, what do you mean?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Long Yutian's face turned cold and he asked in confusion. When Ling Luo and the others heard Long Yutian's words, they also looked at Mo Qingyun in confusion, waiting for Mo Qingyun's reply. "Haha, Brother Long, don't be anxious. You will know later." Chapter 205. You? What do you mean? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zhuamu and the others' faces changed, and they became nervous. Seeing that Zhuamu and the others were still feigning ignorance after hearing his words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and said, "I wonder if you've heard of a poison called enchanting shadow fragrance." "What? What enchanting poisonous fragrance? I don't know what you're talking about." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zhuamu immediately felt even more guilty, and his tone became a little nervous. Enchanting poisonous fragrance? Hearing this, Long Yutian and the others were also confused and looked at Mo Qingyun. Seeing Zhuamu's expression, the smile on Mo Qingyun's face became wider, and he said, "It is said that if a person with a superb martial spirit breathes in the enchanting poisonous fragrance, his martial spirit will fall into a deep sleep and he will not be able to summon it for a short period of time. Am I right?" Long Yutian and the others were all clear-minded people. After Mo Qingyun's reminder, they immediately understood. This meant that the four brothers of the Zhuo family were behind this. If that was the case, then they were just pretending to be a thief and wanted to play the blame game against Mo Qingyun. Immediately, Long Yutian and the other three looked at Zhuamu and the other three with intense hatred in their eyes. Seeing the expressions of Long Yutian and the others, Zhuamu and the others immediately felt guilty. However, after a short moment of panic, Zhuamu's eyes suddenly lit up and he said, "Mo Qingyun, the enchanting poisonous fragrance that you said will cause a person with a superb martial spirit to fall into a deep sleep if he breathes in the enchanting poisonous fragrance. You also have a superb martial spirit, so why are you fine? How do you explain this?" Zhuamu continued, "Brother Liu, you should understand now. This guy is obviously trying to sow discord and instigate us. Don't be fooled by him." "Hee, I knew you would say that." Seeing that Zhuamu was still quibbling, Mo Qingyun revealed a faint smile. He looked at Zhuamu and sneered, "If my guess is correct, the sachet is still in your Chinquan bag. I wonder if you dare take it out and let us verify it?" "Sachet?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Long Yutian and the others finally understood what was going on. They only felt uncomfortable after smelling the fragrance. However, they didn't summon their martial souls at that time, so they didn't think too much about it. Now that Mo Qingyun said this, there was no need to think too much about it. Everything was very clear. So it was really you guys who did this? After understanding everything, the faces of Lu Fangliang and the others darkened. They gritted their teeth as they looked at Zhuamu and the others. Seeing that they had been exposed, Zhuamu and the others did not continue to quibble. They all revealed sinister smiles. "Kid, your performance surprised me. I didn't expect you to know about the soul-enchanting poisonous fragrance." Zhuamu's face darkened. He sneered at Mo Qingyun and said proudly, "However, even if you exposed us now, what can you do? Could it be that you think you can still fight against us with your current strength?" "Zhuamu, you despicable man." Hearing Zhuamu's words, Ruo Shui's face turned cold as she glared at Zhuamu. Despicable and shameless? Hearing Ruo Shui's words, Zhuamu sneered proudly and said, "In this world, the winner takes all. As long as we can obtain the final victory, The process is not important at all. Miss Ruo Shui, speaking of which, I Zwamu have admired you for a long time. Later, I will definitely show you how much I love you. Zwamu's face revealed a perverted expression as his gaze constantly swept over Ruo Shui's body. Shameless pervert. Seeing Zwamu's perverted eyes, Ruo Shui's face darkened, and she spat at Zwamu. Shameless? Pervert? Seeing Ruo Shui's embarrassed and angry look, Zwamu's eyes became even more unscrupulous. He laughed proudly and said, "You won't think so later. You will think that I am very manly and manly." After replying to Ruo Shui, Zwamu smiled proudly. He looked at Mo Qingyun and said, "Boy, if I am not wrong, the ancient treasure should be with you, right?" Ancient treasure? Hearing Zwamu's words, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. He was surprised by Zwamu's words. He did not expect Zwamu to be the same as Lei Hong. He did not know where Zwamu had heard the rumor that he had obtained the ancient treasure. Seeing Mo Qingyun's serious expression, Zwamu smiled proudly and said, "To tell you the truth, I asked you to enter the secret chamber of the 9 temples because of the ancient treasure on you. You must be regretting it now, right? Unfortunately, it is too late." Hearing Zwamu's words, Ling Luo was furious. He glared at Zwamu and shouted, "Zwamu, you treacherous villain. Let me tell you, boss does not have the ancient treasure." Ling Luo, there is no need to explain. Seeing Ling Luo's actions, Mo Qingyun calmly waved his hand, indicating that he did not need to care. He smiled faintly and said, "It seems that I have underestimated the person who wanted to frame me. I did not expect him to spread the rumor so widely." Ancient treasure? Hearing Zwamu's words, Lu Fangliang and Ruo Shui's expressions changed. They looked at Mo Qingyun in confusion. Seeing the change in Lu Fangliang and Ruo Shui's expressions, Long Yutian opened his mouth and explained to them the reason behind it. Hearing Long Yutian's explanation, Lu Fangliang and Ruo Shui revealed a look of understanding. They understood the reason behind it. "Brat, I have said so much nonsense with you. It is about time." While Long Yutian was explaining to Lu Fangliang and Ruo Shui, Zwamu's expression was impatient. He coldly said to Mo Qingyun, "I will give you a chance now. Immediately hand over the ancient treasure, destroy your cultivation, kneel down and beg for mercy. If you do, we will consider sparing your life." Kneel down and beg for mercy. Hearing Zwamu's words, Mo Qingyun smiled brightly and replied, "Zwamu, it seems that you are celebrating too early. Brat, since we have given you a chance, don't blame us if you do not fight for it." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zwamu's expression darkened. He coldly said and was about to attack, "Although your strength is not bad, you alone are not a match for the 4 of us." "Who said that I am alone?" Mo Qingyun playfully smiled and replied to Zwamu, "Don't tell me you still expect the 4 of them to help you?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zwasun immediately revealed a look of disdain. He raised his hand and pointed at Long Yutian and the other 3. He disdainfully said, "Brat, I am not boasting. Even if I am alone, it will be an easy task for me to deal with the 4 of them." Hearing Zwasun's words, Lu Fangliang and the other 3 frowned. They could not deny that Zwasun's word were true. Now that the 4 of them could not summon their martial souls and had suffered serious injuries, their strength was affected. They might not be a match for Zwa Senior. Is that so? Hearing Zwasun's words, Mo Qingyun faintly smiled. He took out 4 elixirs and handed them to Ling Luo and the others. He said, "Each of you take one of these elixirs. Brother Mo, these elixirs are..." Looking at the elixirs that Mo Qingyun handed over, Long Yutian was puzzled. He looked at Mo Qingyun in confusion. They clearly remembered that these elixirs were refined by Mo Qingyun in the demonic beast carriage. After Mo Qingyun heard this, he nodded and replied to Long Yutian, "Take them and you will know." Okay. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Long Yutian and the other 3 did not hesitate and took the elixirs one after another. As soon as the elixirs entered their bodies, Long Yutian and the others immediately felt a pure medicinal elemental energy flowing through their bodies. Under the influence of this medicinal elemental energy, they immediately sensed that their martial souls, which were originally in a deep slumber, were slowly awakening at this moment and forming a connection with them. After this discovery, Long Yutian and the others were shocked. They could not believe it. The elixirs that Mo Qingyun gave them were the antidotes to the enchanting poisonous incense. This was beyond their expectations. Mo Qingyun actually knew how to refine the antidote to the enchanting poisonous incense. At this moment, they finally understood why Mo Qingyun could summon his martial soul, but they could not. Previously, in the demonic beast carriage, Mo Qingyun had refined a total of 5 elixirs. Now that he had given them 4, he must have consumed one of them to get rid of the enchanting poisonous incense. After thinking about it this way, all their doubts were solved. It turned out that Mo Qingyun had already seen through Zhumu and the others' plan and had already prepared countermeasure. After this discovery, Long Yutian and the others looked at Mo Qingyun with deep admiration and gratitude. They were very clear that if not for Mo Qingyun, they would have been in deep trouble. Brother Mo, we will remember this favor. At this moment, Lu Fangliang and the others were solemn and grateful to Mo Qingyun. Although they didn't say much, Mo Qingyun could sense the sincerity in their hearts. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun smiled with satisfaction and replied, "Haha, let's get rid of these bugs first." Okay. Hearing this, Long Yutian and the others walked towards Zhumu and the others, ready to deal with them. Seeing Long Yutian and the others' actions, Zhuisun sneered and looked at Ling Luo and the others. "Humph. Do you think you can regain your glory after eating an elixir that is like rat shit? Do you think this is a powerful elixir?" After saying this disdainfully, Zhuisun said arrogantly, "Let's see how I will destroy the 4 of you. So what if you have 4 superb martial souls? Today, I will trample all of you with superb martial souls under my feet under." However, before Zhuisun could finish his words, his tongue started to tremble and he could not finish a sentence. Blue Dream Ice Butterfly appear. Spiritual Sword Martial Soul appear. Soul Devouring Demonic Wolf appear. Withered Bone Demonic Dragon appear. This was because he saw Ling Luo and the others summoning their martial souls. After a short while, 4 virtual figures with powerful auras appeared in the sky above Ling Luo and the other 3. They released powerful soul power. Ling Luo and the others could summon their martial souls again. To Zhuisun, such a thing was no different from a bolt from the blue. It seemed that he'd been too arrogant this time. Ling Luo and the other 3 were able to summon their martial souls. He wouldn't even be able to deal with one of them, let alone 4. How could this be? Seeing that Ling Luo and the others could summon their martial souls, Zhuisun shook his head as if he had lost his mind. He was extremely frightened. Chapter 206. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Zhuisun's face twitched, revealing a look of horror. What a joke. Even if he ate a strength pill, it was impossible for him to become so brave and fierce. Brother Liang, this kid doesn't dare to make a move. Let's take the initiative. Seeing Zhuisun's frightened face, Ling Luo revealed a treacherous smile and said to Lu Fangliang and the others beside him, "Don't we need to help Brother Mo?" Hearing Ling Luo's words, Lu Fangliang frowned slightly and glanced at Mo Qingyun. Looking at his expression, he seemed to be a little worried about Mo Qingyun fighting Zhumu and the other 2. "Brother Liang, you don't have to worry about this. With my boss's strength, he can kill Zhumu and the other 3 by himself." Hearing Lu Fangliang's words, Ling Luo responded indifferently and urged, "Brother Liang, if you don't make a move now, you won't even have a chance to make a move later. Ling Luo is right. We don't have to worry about Brother Mo." Hearing this, Long Yutian smiled faintly and agreed with Ling Luo's point of view. He had seen Mo Qingyun's strength with his own eyes. Hearing Long Yutian's words, Lu Fengliang no longer hesitated. Immediately, Ling Luo and the other three attacked Zui. Senator, seeing Ling Luo and the other three attacking him at the same time, Zui's son was so scared that he wet his pants and said in horror, You four are attacking me alone. Do you have any shame? Do you have any shame? Hearing Zui Sen's words, Ling Luo and the others were amused. Didn't Zui Sen take the initiative to say that he wanted to fight the four of them alone? Hearing Zui Sen's words, Long Yutian and the others sneered. Zui Sen was too unprincipled. Kid, you were the one who said that you wanted to fight the four of us alone. Looking at Zui Sen with disdain, Ling Luo sneered and said, What's wrong? Now that you've seen us fulfill your wish, you're so excited that you're speaking incoherently? Upon hearing Ling Luo's words, Zui Sen's tone suddenly changed. He didn't know how to respond to Ling Luo. You don't have to thank us. We're just that considerate. Later, we'll definitely do our best. At this moment, before Zui Sen could finish his words, Ling Luo immediately responded and interrupted Zui Senator being considerate. Go all out? Hearing Ling Luo's words, Long Yutian and the others' expressions became complicated. They looked at Ling Luo, speechless. When Zui Sen heard Ling Luo's words, he was so scared that his face turned pale and his body started to tremble. However, Lu Fengliang and the others did not show mercy because of his fear. After a while, under the attacks of Ling Luo and the others, Zui Sen was beaten up like a dead dog, lying on the ground motionlessly. While Ling Luo and the others were attacking Zui Sen, Mo Qingyun was also in full swing with Zui Mu and the other two. Kid, you're too arrogant. How dare you fight the three of us alone? In the process of fighting with Mo Qingyun, Zui Mu's face was gloomy. He said to Mo Qingyun coldly, Now, I'll let you know the consequences of being too arrogant. You won't have that chance. Hearing Zui Mu's words, Mo Qingyun smiled disdainfully and attacked the three of them with all his might. Gravity suppression. Golden Jade real body. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished his words, he performed the Earth Ultimacy and the Golden Jade real body. Suddenly, his aura became stronger. At the same time, Zui Mu and the others sensed a strand of shocking pressure descend upon them, and it caused their movements to become slightly difficult. This is the ultimacy power. Feeling the pressure on their bodies, Zui Mu and the other two's expressions changed, and they were terrified. Sun-incinerating mountains splitting saber. Before they could react, Mo Qingyun took out the fiery silk saber and slashed at the three of them. As the saber fell, the fiery silk saber immediately released a dazzling light. It turned into a fiery dragon saber light and slashed at the three of them. As soon as the fiery dragon saber light appeared, it exuded a ultimacy power. This was the fire ultimacy power. Fire ultimacy, another ultimacy power. When they sensed the fire ultimacy contained within the fiery dragon saber light, the expressions of Zui Mu and the others instantly twitched, and they felt extremely terrified in their hearts. They'd never imagined that Mo Qingyun had actually comprehended two ultimacies, and this was truly too shocking to them. While Zui Mu and the others were shocked, the 20-meter-long fiery dragon saber light had already arrived before them. Second brother, fourth brother, resist it with all your might. Zui Mu's expression twitched when he saw the fiery dragon saber light approaching swiftly, and he hurriedly spoke to Zui Lin and Zui Chai. After that, Zui Mu and the others didn't dare hesitate and immediately attacked with all their might. Bang! After the fiery dragon saber light struck Zui Lin and the others, an enormous bang resounded, and a shocking fluctuation of origin energy emanated from it. At the same time, Zui Mu and the others were blasted flying. All of them had ghastly pale faces and spat out blood. Lecher, I'll kill you. Ruo Shui's expression sank when she saw Zui Mu flying, and she raised her hand and slashed at Zui Mu, causing an icy blue sword light to appear. Pucci! The sword light flashed past, causing a trail of blood and a small piece of flesh to roll to the ground. No one knew if Ruo Shui did it on purpose or if it was unintentional, but her slash had actually severed Zhuamu's manhood. After witnessing this scene, Long Yuqian and the others felt a chill run down their spines, and cold sweat broke out on their backs. This woman really holds a grudge. It's better not to offend her. At this moment, such a thought unconsciously arose in Long Yuqian and the others' minds, and they looked at Ruo Shui with strange expressions. However, while everyone's feelings were complicated, Ling Luo said heartlessly, "You're really good at bragging. I thought you were very majestic, but you don't even have half a tail of meat in your pants, and you dare to act so pretentious? That's majestic? Pooh! The needle behind bees, but is bigger than yours. Not even half a tail of meat? The needle behind bees, but is bigger than yours?" Upon hearing Ling Luo's words, Long Yutian and Zhuo Chai didn't know whether to laugh or cry. They were completely convinced by Ling Luo. This kid was really too domineering in this aspect. He was a professional. TSK. Despicable. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Ruo Shui spat at him and glared at him fiercely. Then, she attacked Zhuamu again. Under Ruo Shui's attacks, Zhuamu was chopped to death in a short while. He looked extremely miserable. Seeing the state of Zhuamu and the others, Ling Luo and the others broke out in cold sweat again. They secretly sighed at how violent Ruo Shui was. Run! Seeing Zhuamu and Zhuasan, Zhuolin and Zhuochai did not dare to hesitate. They immediately moved and fled. Trying to escape, seeing Zhuolin and Zhuochai's actions, Mo Qingyun curled the corner of his mouth and revealed a cold smile. He moved and chased after the two of them. Bird of prey break. Mo Qingyun took a step forward. His entire body was like a stream of light, and his body emitted a shocking ultimacy power. With the support of the ultimacy power, Mo Qingyun's speed reached an extreme, and in the blink of an eye, he was behind Zhuochai. Immediately, Mo Qingyun aimed at Zhuochai's back and raised his saber. Pucci! The saber in his hand fell. Zhuochai, who had the weakest cultivation, was killed without any resistance. So fast. Boss seems to have used the earth ultimacy, fire ultimacy, and wind ultimacy. Does this mean that Brother Mo has comprehended 3 types of ultimacy power? 3 types of ultimacy. How is this possible? Knowing that Mo Qingyun had comprehended 3 types of ultimacy power, Ling Luo and the others' faces twitched. They were extremely shocked. A person in the true energy realm had comprehended 3 types of ultimacy power. This was too crazy. At this moment, Lu Fengliang and Ruo Shui finally understood why Ling Luo and Long Yutian were not worried about Mo Qingyun at all. With the strength that Mo Qingyun had just displayed, even if the 8 of them joined forces to deal with Mo Qingyun, they might not be able to take him down. While they were still in shock, Mo Qingyun caught up with Zhuolin again and raised his saber to slash at him. Zhuolin and the other 2 joined forces, but they could not withstand one move from Mo Qingyun. Zhuolin was also unable to resist Mo Qingyun's saber and was killed. Thus, the 4 brothers of the Zhuo family were all killed. Brother Mo, the 4 brothers of the Zhuo family have been killed. Shall we continue to go deeper into the cave? Seeing Mo Qingyun approaching, Long Yutian asked Mo Qingyun with an inquiring look. At this moment, everyone had unknowingly regarded Mo Qingyun as their backbone. No hurry. Chapter 207. Battle Formation. Upon hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Lu Fengliang and the others were surprised and looked curiously at Mo Qingyun. Clearly, Mo Qingyun's words were beyond their expectations. They didn't expect Mo Qingyun to know about joint battle formations. That's right. Mo Qingyun nodded and said in a low voice, "As long as you guys are familiar with this battle formation, it will be much easier for us to enter the cave. Moreover, after you're familiar with this battle formation, even if you meet someone with a higher cultivation level than you will be able to fight them." Upon hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ling Luo couldn't wait any longer and said eagerly, "Boss, hurry up and teach us." While Ling Luo was speaking, Lu Fangliang and the other two were also eagerly waiting to see the power of this battle formation. No rush. Everyone, take a rest and recover from your injuries. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and spread out his hands. Practicing battle formations isn't something that can be done in one go. It won't be too late for me to teach you after your injuries have recovered. Upon hearing Mo Qingyun's words, everyone nodded and agreed with Mo Qingyun's words. Immediately, Lu Fangliang and the other three no longer hesitated and began to cultivate to recover from their injuries. Seeing that the four of them had begun to cultivate and recover from their injuries, Mo Qingyun didn't intend to stay idle. He took out some battle origin crystals and placed them beside him and began to refine them. Under Mo Qingyun's refinement, waves of pure origin energy were extracted from the battle origin crystals and circled around Mo Qingyun's body, forming an origin energy storm. As soon as this origin energy storm formed, Long Yutian and the other three who were cultivating nearby were immediately alarmed. Upon seeing the origin energy storm forming around Mo Qingyun's body, Long Yutian and the other three's expressions changed, and they were shocked beyond words. Judging from the current situation, Mo Qingyun's refining speed was almost 3 times faster than theirs. What a terrifying refining speed. What grade is Brother Mo's martial spirit? The way I see it, he's at least at the top of level 13, maybe even level 14. Otherwise, his refining speed wouldn't be so fast. Boss is really too awesome. I've decided I'll follow Boss from now on. I have the same idea too. Following behind Brother Mo should be a good thing. I wonder if Brother Mo will participate in the grand examination. If he does, then we can enter Dian Province together. That's right. If Brother Mo were to participate in the grand examination, it would definitely be very interesting. When Long Yutian and the other three saw this, their expressions changed. Each of them expressed their own thoughts. After a brief conversation, Long Yutian and the others no longer hesitated and continued to cultivate to recover from their injuries. Mo Qingyun didn't know what Long Yutian and the others were doing. At this moment, he was completely immersed in his cultivation. Under his crazy refining, the battlefield origin crystals were emptied of their origin energy and turned into ordinary stones, shattering into pieces. Waves of battlefield origin energy were absorbed into Mo Qingyun's body. After refining and absorbing it, his body's strength began to strengthen bit by bit. In the blink of an eye, a day had passed. Mo Qingyun's aura had finally reached the peak of late-stage, true energy realm. About to break through, after this discovery, Mo Qingyun's expression changed, revealing a hint of surprise. Then, without hesitation, he immediately compressed his origin energy and began to break through the barrier of his cultivation. Under Mo Qingyun's powerful attacks, the barrier of his cultivation was easily broken through, and he successfully advanced in his cultivation. True Energy Realm Level 3. With a breakthrough in his cultivation, Mo Qingyun's aura increased once again. The speed at which he refined the battlefield origin crystals also increased by a few notches. As Mo Qingyun's refining speed increased, the origin energy storm outside his body also became stronger. Long Yutian and the others were startled by the sudden turn of events. Brother Mo's refining speed seems to have increased by a few notches. This refining speed is too terrifying. No, Boss's cultivation seems to have entered True Energy Realm Level 3. Boss's cultivation has broken through again. Another breakthrough? When we arrived at the secret treasure of the 9 temples, his cultivation had just broken through. A few days ago, when I met Brother Mo, he was only at True Energy Realm Level 1. Now he's at True Energy Realm Level 3. I'm afraid it won't be long before his cultivation surpasses mine. I just don't know what Brother Mo's cultivation is at. In my opinion, Brother Mo's cultivation should be at the level of a half-step Yuan Dan. Otherwise, it would be impossible for him to have comprehended 3 profound meanings. At this moment, When Ling Luo and the other three saw this, they sighed again. Let's hurry up and cultivate. Otherwise, it won't be long before we're left far behind by Brother Mo. After a few simple sighs, Lu Fangliang's face was cold as he spoke solemnly. Hearing Lu Fangliang's words, Long Yutian and the others no longer hesitated and began cultivating again. Half a day later, Mo Qingyun, who had been cultivating all this time, stopped. He opened his eyes with joy and slowly stood up. Mo Qingyun's standing up immediately attracted the attention of Lu Fangliang and the others. Soon after, the four of them also stopped cultivating. Congratulations, Brother Mo, for breaking through. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had stopped cultivating, the four of them smiled faintly and congratulated Mo Qingyun. Haha, I've kept everyone waiting. Hearing everyone's congratulatory words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and said, Since everyone's injuries have healed, I'll pass on the cultivation method of the battle formation of 4 symbols to you. The battle formation of 4 symbols is divided into 4 parts: attack, defense, illusion, and assassination. Previously, I observed each of your characteristics, and they fit the requirements of the battle formation of 4 symbols perfectly. Mo Qingyun paused for a moment, then said, Miss Ruoshui's attacks are fierce, so you can focus on the attack part. Brother Long's demonic dragonbone armor is better at defense, so you're more suitable for the defense part. Brother Lu has an advantage in the soul, so he's most suitable for the illusion part. Ling Luo's spiritual sword martial soul is unpredictable, so it's best for him to cultivate the assassination part. Wow, boss, you're too good. You've analyzed the characteristics of the 4 of us so thoroughly. After hearing Mo Qingyun's explanation, Ling Luo immediately revealed a look of admiration and exclaimed. Like Ling Luo, Lu Fangliang and the other 2 were also shocked when they heard Mo Qingyun's explanation, and a trace of admiration flowed out of their eyes. After only a few days of interaction, Mo Qingyun had such a clear understanding of each of their battle characteristics. This was indeed not a simple move. After that, Mo Qingyun began to guide the 4 of them, teaching them how to cultivate the battle formation of 4 symbols. Lu Fangliang and the others were all intelligent people. After Mo Qingyun's slight guidance, they grasped the basics of the battle formation and were able to cultivate on their own. After seeing this, Mo Qingyun did not continue to guide them. He walked to the side, took out the battlefield origin crystal, and continued to refine it. Just like this, another 3 days passed. After 3 days of cultivation, Mo Qingyun's aura rose again, and he reached the peak of the mid-stage of the 3rd level of the true energy realm. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun stopped and did not continue cultivating. He wanted to see how well Long Yutian and the others had mastered the battle formation of 4 symbols after these 3 people's cultivation and practice. After taking a look, a satisfied smile appeared on Mo Qingyun's face. After these 3 days of practice, Long Yutian and the others had grasped the basics of the battle formation of 4 symbols, and they were barely able to unleash the power of the battle formation of 4 symbols. However, Mo Qingyun did not immediately lead them deeper into the cave. Instead, he gave Long Yutian and the others some pointers and pointed out some of the techniques they should use to cultivate the battle formation. Brother Lu, you focus too much on the use of your soul, and you've neglected the use of confusion. You can pay more attention in this area. Brother Long, your martial soul has given you a strong physique. In the future, you should focus on the cultivation of your strength, and the cultivation of your martial skills should also start from this aspect. This will strengthen your advantage. Ling Luo, you focused too much on the cultivation of your speed and neglected the advantage of your soul. In the future, you can strengthen the use of your martial soul and study more sword techniques. Miss Ruoshui, although your attacks are fierce, your martial soul is mainly illusory. In the future, you can diversify your attacks, and the power of your illusory attacks will multiply. After listening to Mo Qingyun's explanation, the eyes of Lu Fangliang and the others lit up, and they immediately understood. At the same time, their admiration for Mo Qingyun also rose to the extreme. In just a few days of interaction, Mo Qingyun was able to point out their shortcomings and even give them the most reasonable suggestions. This was simply too amazing. After Mo Qingyun finished speaking, Ling Luo's face was filled with excitement. He couldn't help but say in admiration, "Boss, you're too awesome. After listening to your advice, I immediately feel enlightened." That's right. Brother Mo's advice is even more thorough than the Pill Palace realm elders in my clan. From simple to complex, from complex to simple. Every word is true. After hearing Ling Luo's words, Long Yuqin couldn't help but sigh. As for Lu Fangliang and Ruoshui, although they didn't say anything, it was obvious from their expressions that they had the same thoughts as Long Yuqin and Ruoshui. Haha, it's good that it's helpful to you. Mo Qingyun didn't explain much about the astonishment of Long Yuqin and the others. He only smiled faintly. Was he going to tell them that he was able to speak so thoroughly because he was a reincarnated supreme being? Just like that, under Mo Qingyun's guidance, the strength of Long Yuqin and the others immediately increased significantly. They also became more familiar with the use of the battle formation of 4 symbols, and the power they could unleash was also stronger. After discovering this, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate any longer. He said to the others, "Since everyone has mastered the battle formation of 4 symbols, let's continue deeper into the cave." All right. Chapter 208. With their previous experience, Mo Qingyun and the others entered the cave again, and it was a walk in the park for them. Puff, puff, puff. As Mo Qingyun and the others went deeper and deeper, the sound of wings flapping could be heard from the cave. The blood-striped, soul-sucking bats were coming. After realizing this, Mo Qingyun's expression changed immediately. He reminded Ling Luo and the rest. Form the battle formation of 4 symbols. Hearing Mo Qingyun's reminder, Ling Luo and the rest did not dare to hesitate. They immediately summoned their martial souls and formed the battle formation of 4 symbols in their strongest state. Once the battle formation of 4 symbols was formed, it immediately displayed a shocking aura. It was as if 4 ancient fierce beasts were guarding the 4 directions. Dong! When Ling Luo and the rest formed the battle formation of 4 symbols, Mo Qingyun took out the silver drum. He raised his hand and hit the silver drum, creating a sound of wind and thunder. Once the sound of the drum was heard, it immediately dispersed the sound wave of the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats. The sound wave could not affect Ling Luo and the rest. After dispersing the sound wave attack, Mo Qingyun's expression darkened. He said to Ling Luo and the rest, "Kill them." Then, Mo Qingyun took the lead and charged forward. Gravity suppression. Mo Qingyun took a step forward and released the profound meaning of Earth. He suppressed the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats with gravity and affected their mobility. Sun-incinerating, mountain-shattering saber. After affecting the blood-striped, soul-sucking bat's mobility, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate. He immediately took out the red silk saber and slashed at the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats in front of him. As a red silk saber fell, the saber suddenly shone brightly. It released a saber light like a fire dragon. It made a deep dragon roar and slashed at the blood-striped, soul-sucking bats in front of him. Wherever the saber light passed, a large number of blood-striped, soul-sucking bats were incinerated. They fell to the ground and made splashing sounds. While Mo Qingyun was making his move, Lu Fangliang and the other 3 had also caught up to him. They began to frantically wipe out the blood-striped, soul-stealing bats in front of them. Using the battle formation of 4 symbols allowed Lu Fangliang's group of 4 to unleash their full strength. Under their attacks, the blood-striped, soul-assimilating bats were quickly killed. Their speed was even faster than Mo Qingyun's. At this moment, Lu Fangliang and the other 3 were like death harvesters. Wherever they turned, the blood-striped, soul-stealing bats would be reaped. Whoosh! However, at this time, just as Mo Qingyun and the others were in full swing, a ray of light suddenly shot towards them. Crack! The bone armor on Long Yutian's body shattered under the impact of the beam. Pucci! At the same time, Long Yutian spat out a mouthful of blood. His face was pale, and he was in a daze. After this discovery, everyone's expression changed as they looked towards the source of the ray of light. At a glance, they discovered that there was a blood-striped, soulless-simulating bat with 4 pairs of wings and 2 huge eyeballs in the middle of the group of bats. This was Demon who had possessed the blood-striped, soulless-simulating bat's body. This is Demon. He has possessed the blood-striped, soulless-simulating bat's body. 4 pairs of wings. This is Demon whose strength is comparable to LV4 True Energy Realm. Brother Mo, let's retreat quickly. Why is this thing here? This is going to be troublesome. Demon is the most difficult to deal with. Seeing Demon in the middle of the blood-striped, soulless-simulating bats, Long Yutian and the others' expressions changed. Only Ling Luo remained calm. He said calmly, "Don't worry. Boss is here. He will deal with Demon." Hearing Ling Luo's words, Long Yutian and the other 2 glared at him. They felt that he was blindly trusting Mo Qingyun. Demon. Seeing Demon in the middle of the blood-striped, soulless-simulating bats, Mo Qingyun's eyes lit up. Whoosh! When they saw Demon, a ray of light flashed across his eyes. He shot out a ray of light towards Long Yutian and the other 3. Soul Sky Print. Fire Dragon Print. Seeing Demon's second attack, Mo Qingyun did not dare to hesitate. He immediately blocked the attack. With the experience of dealing with Demon, he was much more familiar with the current situation. His movements were as smooth as flowing water. Bang! The ray of power hit the Soul Battle Print and the Fire Dragon Print. There was a muffled sound as the ray was blocked. Demon's attack was blocked by Mo Qingyun. Seeing this, other than Ling Luo, Long Yutian and the other 2 were shocked. They could not believe their eyes. How could Demon's attack be blocked? While Long Yutian and the other 2 were shocked, Mo Qingyun was excited. He said to them, "Brother Lu, cover me and take care of the surrounding blood-striped, soulless-simulating bats. Leave Demon to me." Bird of Prey break. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, his body moved, and he charged toward Yen Mo. "Brother Mo, you can't." Seeing Mo Qingyun's action, Long Yutian and the other 2 were shocked. They tried to stop him. However, before they could say anything, Mo Qingyun had already arrived in front of Demon and attacked him. Seeing this, Long Yutian and the other 2 did not say anything. They said, "Let's go over." Then, Long Yutian and the other 3 went to Mo Qingyun's side to cover Mo Qingyun and take care of the blood-striped, soulless-simulating bats. Whoosh! At this moment, Long Yutian and the others arrived. Demon shot out a ray of power at Mo Qingyun. Seeing that Demon attacked again, Mo Qingyun smiled and said, "You can dominate the world with a single skill. That won't work on me." Soul Sky Seal. Fire Dragon Battle Seal. As he spoke, Mo Qingyun used his Soul Battle Seal and Fire Dragon Battle Seal again to block Demon's power. Scarlet Heavenly Dragon. Appear. Blood Chi Berserk. After taking another attack from Demon, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate. He immediately summoned his martial soul and used his martial soul mystique. Then, a huge scarlet shadow appeared above him and released a surge of soul power to support him. With the support of this soul power, Mo Qingyun's aura surged. In the blink of an eye, he reached the 4th level of the True Energy Realm. Sun Incinerating Mountain Splitting Blade. With the support of the soul power, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate. He raised his hand and slashed at Demon again. As he swung his blade, a shocking Fire Dragon Blade radiance shot out from the fiery Silk Blade and attacked Demon. Screech! Seeing the Fire Dragon Blade radiance coming at him, Demon screamed in fear and escaped into the cave. Trying to escape? No way. Seeing that Demon was trying to escape, Mo Qingyun's face darkened. He moved and chased after Demon. Raptor Break. With the support of the wind ultimacy, Mo Qingyun's speed was extremely fast. His body turned into an afterimage. After a while, Mo Qingyun caught up with I-Demon and slashed at him again. Crack! With one slash, I-Demon's 4 pairs of wings were cut off. Then, I-Demon fell to the ground. Whoosh! After slashing I-Devil to the ground, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate at all. He slashed out with his saber again, cutting I-Devil in half. After being slashed in half by Mo Qingyun, I-Demon twitched on the ground and stopped moving. I-Demon was killed by Mo Qingyun. Gulp! Seeing this, Long Yutian and the other 2 swallowed their saliva and looked at Mo Qingyun in fear. He actually killed I-Demon. Brother Mo is too ferocious. Even Yin Mo was killed. I really want to know, is there anything he won't do? Is this guy still human? I can't believe he killed I-Demon alone. Don't make a fuss. Boss just entered the battlefield and killed I-Demon alone. What? He just entered the battlefield and killed I-Demon? Can he be more impressive? At this moment, Long Yutian and the other 2's faces twitched. They looked at Mo Qingyun as if they were looking at a monster. There was nothing they could do about it. Even I-Devil, whom they were terrified of, had been killed by Mo Qingyun. The impact of such a matter was too great for them. Puff! Puff! Perhaps because they had lost their leader, the remaining blood-striped soul-sucking bats ran away immediately after I-Demon was killed. After a while, all the remaining blood-striped soul-sucking bats ran away. Seeing this, Long Yutian and the others relaxed and revealed a relaxed smile. Seeing that the blood-striped soul-sucking bats had retreated, Mo Qingyun said to Lu Fangliang and the others, "Brother Lu, now that the blood-striped soul-sucking bats have retreated, hurry up and collect the battlefield origin crystals in the cave. I'm going to refine I-Demon now." Refine I-Demon? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Long Yutian and the others were petrified. They were completely shocked by Mo Qingyun's words. Can you be any more deranged than this? It's fine that you killed I-Demon, but you want to refine it? That's too much. At this moment, Long Yutian and the other 2 had the same thought. Don't make a fuss. It's not the first time boss has refined it. Seeing the expressions of Long Yutian and the others, Ling Luo smiled and said shamelessly, "With your current mentality, you'll have to learn more from me if you want to follow boss in the future." When Ling Luo said this, it did not occur to him that when he saw Mo Qingyun refining I-Demon for the first time, he was almost scared to death. Shameless. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Ruoshui rolled her eyes and said casually, "When you saw Qingyun refining I-Demon for the first time, you might have been even more terrified than us." That's right. Hearing this, Long Yutian nodded in agreement and said with a smile, "In my opinion, you might have peed your pants in fear." "I didn't. Why would I be so cowardly?" Ling Luo replied with a guilty expression. Then his eyes lit up as he looked at Ruoshui and asked, "Miss Ruoshui, what did you call boss just now?" Hearing Ling Luo's question, Ruoshui was confused and asked, "I called him Qingyun. Why?" "Qingyun. Oh." Hearing Ruoshui's words, Ling Luo and the other 2's expressions changed, and their gazes became ambiguous. Seeing the expressions of Long Yutian and the other 2, Ruoshui blushed and glared at them. She said angrily, "Dirty. I'm going to collect the battlefield origin crystals." Looking at the blushing Ruoshui, Long Yutian and the other 2 stopped teasing her and went to collect the battlefield origin crystals. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.